Let me get myself presentable, y'all. You know what it is. Let me bring my co-host on this joint.
Hey.
What it do, McMac?
Oh, not much. You feeling yourself tonight, aren't you?
Baby, the same thing that'll make you laugh or make you cry. That's what that mind said. That's what that mind said. I'm in my Memphis bag right now. What up, mind?
Oh, Lord.
You heard me? I'm mixing Memphis and New Orleans and some other shit.
Oh, no.
All right. All right. We're gonna get crunk in here in a minute. But let me get my thing going. Audience, welcome to another edition of Real Talk for Real Men. We're gonna have game night tonight. Yeah,
Yep.
this what I'm on, y'all. This what I'm on tonight, y'all. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's not even that good.
Hey, it's still going down, baby. It
It's
ain't
not
gotta be that good. It's still going down. I was in the mood for something a little bougie tonight. I'm
Oh,
in, I'm,
I
I'm, I'm in
understand.
my bougie state tonight. You heard me? P Diddy, shout out to P Diddy. You feel me?
This video is not sponsored.
What up, Diddy? Alexa, pause. All right, all right. What's going on, McMac? How you doing tonight?
I am great. It is Saturday, and I watched that terrible ass game. I hope the second one is much better.
I rather enjoyed it. I rather enjoyed that game.
Oh,
Everybody
oh,
know this is playoff weekend. We getting ready for that Super Bowl thing. Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers, that bad man did what he did. You
that
know
was a
what I'm saying?
boring game, is what that was.
What's up, Kennard, my brother? I hope to see you tonight live. Come on this joint. We gonna be having a game night tonight, everybody. So we gonna play a game called Black Card Revoked. It's
Hmm.
certainly more fun with the more members that we have. So I'm gonna give everybody a good 10-minute window so that we can get a few people going. As you know, as we do the show, you've been following me for these past 9, 10 months. Saturdays, it's all I like conversations.
Yeah.
Saturdays on the weekends, we figure people have worked all week. You dealt with family, work obligations. The last thing you want to do on a Saturday is to overthink things, to
Hmm.
talk about something too serious. So anybody who follow me, knows our format is that Saturdays we like to have a little bit of fun. We keep it light, keep the mood light, the conversation, nothing too serious. So, you know, Tasha jump in here, and kind of talk a little bit about why we do it this way.
Absolutely. You said it perfectly. During the week, you're working. You're having to put on that show to perform whatever task or duty or whatever your job is. And, sometimes it's just nice just to kick back, especially in this environment, to have a nice group of people around where in COVID, you're not really supposed to be in close proximity. So this is a nice little getaway, a way to do this, to do it safely, but still be able to spend time with everyone. So, and
Absolutely.
I look forward to our Saturdays because, like you said, they're lighthearted. You still learn a lot, but you still have a good time, still have a good conversation, and hopefully, more people come on. It'll be the same thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's why we do it this way. COVID-19 has forced us to, if there's one good thing that I would say about COVID-19 is it's forced us to talk with each other more.
Hmm.
You know, um, it forced us back in March to have to go inside, and for some people, it forced them to be with people that they didn't like. And then for others, there's only so much playing video games and looking at your phone that you can do.
Hmm.
Human interaction. There's something to be said for human interaction, and so using the mediums that we have, the technology like this and social media platforms, it's allowed us to kind of get back, I think, to a place where we get to know each other. And I know over this last 10 months, I have thoroughly enjoyed sharing a little bit of myself, a lot of myself with people who don't know me, you know, and getting to know people that I already knew and learn new things about them, and to make new friends. So this has been just great. So, I know it's a Saturday and some are out, some are doing other things. But yeah, if you decide to spend your Saturday with us, as we do Real Talk for Real Men, we want to keep it light. We want to keep it fun. So, are we going to give some people a few more moments to come on board? But I'll tell you guys this: every time we come on camera, myself and my host, Tasha, we're prepared to do this show strictly by ourselves,
Sure
believe it or
can.
not.
Yes,
You
we are.
know, and so we don't take for granted that we get an audience. I think she will agree with me on this.
Absolutely.
When we're putting together the show, and when I'm thinking this up and coming up with the topics, I'm always thinking, can I build a full show around that topic? And so I know that Tasha's going to be here, you
Mhm.
know, because we talk every day. So I know when barring an emergency, I know she's going to be here. And being that people don't realize this, all of the shit that we talk about this anyway.
Yep.
you know,
Yep.
whether the camera was on or not, this really is the crux of our friendship, because we debate and disagree and argue and agree, and we talk about this stuff anyway. It's just been so much more fun doing it in this format. But
Mhm.
even like the game we're going to play, these are topics and subjects we would be talking about anyway, believe it or
Yeah.
not.
Absolutely.
So we're prepared. We hope we I definitely hope we get an audience. But if not, we're going to go through these subjects, and we'll do our little thing, and we'll have a fun time seeing each
Mhm.
other. Since we can't be in close proximity, we can see each other, toast each other, and enjoy. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I could not have said it any better myself because you're absolutely right. Before this, it was always, what if more people could hear our conversations? We joke about the NSA listening in on us and probably having like a good laugh, but I know for me, I feel like that this show has definitely developed our relationship even further as well. And like
Absolutely.
you said, meeting new people, it's pulled
Absolutely.
me out of my shell, a lot, a lot. So I cannot wait. And like you said, if it's just me and you, we know we'll have a good time.
We're gonna drink and laugh and talk shit and discuss this anyway, and hopefully we'll record a good enough show that if you want to go back and watch it, you can have a laugh on it too. So that's the beauty of it. So I don't take my audience for granted. I thank
Mhm.
everybody that takes the time to tune in. I don't care if you watch me for 5 minutes or let me see what he's talking about and then go do something else. I do thank you for just taking the time to stop by. I will ask, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do that.
Mhm.
Um, we're building members and fan base one subscription at a time. And I noticed some of the videos are getting some really nice views. I would ask if I could just get 30% of that, the people that's viewing it, to take less than 5 minutes of their time to go to YouTube, find Real Talk for Real Men, and subscribe to my channel. I would ask you to just take just a few moments to do that. It would be so greatly appreciated. You know, I plug my not only my show but other shows when I have other people on, and I hope they're doing the same for me. Because at the end of the day, this interaction we have between each other, I think it's making people understand one another better. We're learning how to agree to disagree without
Right.
being disagreeable. And that's so needed at this time with all of the nonsense that goes on in politics and real life. So, hey, if you haven't already subscribed, please do so.
Mhm.
Please send me show ideas. I'm open to whatever you guys want to hear me talk about, to have discussed on my format. So please take the time to shoot me a message on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or even on tonight's show. If there's a topic you want to see us discuss or something that you've been thinking about, put it out there. As I told you guys at the end of 2020, I've got some cool surprises happening this year, believe it or not. So I'm always working on things in the background. I've got some surprise locations coming up, some surprise guests coming up, and some more big topics. We're gonna do what we do. How you doing, sis? What's going on?
What's up, brother? Hi, Tasha.
Hey, Sherry.
All right. So we got 8:10.
Mhm.
So Tasha, what you want? You want to get started? You want to give people another 5 minutes? What you think?
Now let's go ahead and get started. And whoever wants to join, just come on. Just jump right in. If you don't want to come on camera, just put in the comments.
Fantastic. Okay, so Sherry, have you ever played Black Card Revoked?
No, I never played it.
Okay, so it's a really fun game. I was exposed to it at work, and so I fell in love with this game because it's a cool, honestly, it's a cool take on Black culture. You know, all
Mhm.
those things that make up Black culture that you talk about anyway, rather in barbershops, uh, uh, hair salons, you know, picnics and barbecues, all of those things you talk about, even when you're at home with your family or even by yourself when you're watching TV. It deals with all kinds of topics: life, relationships, movies, music, pop culture, and so all of those things. And so what it the concept is that, are you listening, sis?
I'm listening. I
The
was just
concept is, if you're a Black person, there are certain things you're expected to know
Mhm.
if you're a Black person. And the idea behind the game is, if you don't know these things, we're going to revoke your Black card because you're not Black. And that's the idea behind it. And what's going on, Kennard? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How y'all doing?
We
All
doing
right.
Y'all
great,
talking about
man.
some
Thank you.
collard? Y'all talking about some
We
collard green eating black folk?
there you go. And I was getting ready to go there. If you're Black, you're expected to know what collard greens are, to know what good
Right,
times is, to have seen Love and Basketball. There are certain things
Mhm.
that's integral to our culture that, if you don't know that, it's kind of like, what? You Black for real? So that's what we're going to
right.
do. So while we got four of us on here, and again, if you join in late, you're welcome to just join in. So what we want to do is, Tasha's literally purchased the game. She's going
Mhm.
to ask some questions, and she has not seen the questions.
Have not read any of them. No.
So I don't want anybody thinking that she knows what's coming up. I have no idea what she's going to ask. There always are going to be four choices: an A, B, C, or D. Now, if you want to, you can write something down, or you can just, when it's time for you to answer, she's going to ask a question, and we're going to give you a minute or less to think about it. Because again, this is stuff that should be integral to being Black. Now, you can either color out A, B, C, or D,
Mhm.
and then the answer that gets the most votes is the one that we're going to go with. So we're going to go with majority wins. Now, Tasha and I are playing it with some alcohol. You're
Yep.
welcome to do it as well. If you lose, then you have to take a sip. Now, I'm going to be sipping anyway, regardless. Kennard's got his drink. Sherry, I don't know if you drink or not, if you got a drink tonight. But the way we're going to be playing it, we're going to have to take an extra drink if you on the losing end. But I'm going to be drinking throughout anyway. Okay.
I'm gonna go with Ciroc with you, Black. We're gonna do watermelon.
Oh shit! So this is what I'm on tonight, y'all. I'm on that Ciroc brandy. Shout out to
You
P
know that
Diddy.
Ciroc brandy is not bad. It's
It,
actually not bad.
it's not
It's
bad.
terrible.
It's not bad.
It's kind of
Disgusting.
smooth
Yeah.
actually. You really don't need a chaser with it.
You really don't. It's not as harsh as I thought it was going to be. Now for
Yeah,
the price, I've had better, but it's one of those things where I was like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna try it.
yeah.
So
Now Ciroc brandy is a little on the overrated side.
true.
It's not E&J bad like some, because we got some E&J black
Correct.
folk too. You got
Correct.
E&J black
Correct.
folk. You got Christian brother black folks. Ciroc is
And
kind of
no,
like
don't be
between
surprised if
Christian
that come up.
brothers and
You know your liquor,
yeah,
my brother.
Christian
You know
Yes,
Ciroc.
your
he
liquor.
does. Yes,
Yeah,
he does.
You know
yeah.
your
Ciroc
brand.
is like between Christian brothers and Ciroc brand is between Christian brothers and like maybe Hennessy or something like, or no, Cavassier. Cavassier, yeah.
You
So
you know your
so yeah.
liquor. You know your liquor. Yes, sir.
It's
What's
not
going on,
quite
Miss
raggedy.
Candace?
It's not quite raggedy, but it's close.
Correct. How you doing, Miss Candace?
Hey, I'm doing well. Hi,
All
everybody.
right, sweetheart. Okay, so we're gonna jump into it. So, Kennard and Candace, have y'all played Black Card Revoked before?
Yes, I
Good.
have.
Okay, good. So Tasha's going to be asking some questions. And then, of course, there's four choices, as I said, A, B, C, or D. So you don't have to write it down if you don't want to, but if you want to, you can write A, B, C, and D down and hold it up, or you can just yell out whichever one you think. But I want to be able to do it kind of at the same time so nobody can't hear what other people. It doesn't really matter. We're not gonna take it that serious.
Mhm.
And so, Tasha, lead us off, sweetheart. Tonight I'm Pat Sajak. She's Vanna White.
Okay, we have a couple of options of which ones, because how it's divided up. Some cards, some categories have more than others. So we have life, television, movies, family, and music. So I'll just start with one of those unless someone wants to go with a specific category, but I'll start with one of those. So the first one is music, and the question is, which of these songs by Prince should be on every person's all-time favorites list? A is If I Was Your Girlfriend. B, I Would Die for You. C, When Doves Cry. Or D, I Want to Be Your Lover.
D.
C.
I would say B.
I say
I,
D.
I say D.
Hold on. So say them again. I said C.
I said B as in boy.
Okay.
And
Tasha and Sherry said D.
Yes.
And Kennard, what'd you say?
I said D.
Damn. Damn. Okay. So D. So me and Candace, we lose. We got to take a drink.
Oh,
D.
y'all already
Hold on.
drinking.
Hold on. Tasha, read those choices again.
If I
No,
was
man,
your
you can't.
girlfriend,
No.
I would
No,
die
that's
for
right.
you. When Doves Cry, or I Want to Be Your Lover.
I
It
want
ought to,
to be your lover. That's just.
it ought to be C.
I think it
It's
should be
B.
B. I would die
Now
for.
it should be C. It probably should be. I knew it was D. I
But
knew it.
but B is from Purple Rain. Like this, everybody knows that music, that song.
And
But
I was looking for Purple Rain to
But
be one of
Purple
the
Rain was
choices.
like Purple Rain was like a cross culture film, though. You know what I'm saying? So
True,
no,
but I
not to
feel like
me.
that was gonna be the one that was definitely gonna be in there. Okay, so I have to take a drink. All right, Tasha, come on with it.
All right. We're going to go with life next. You might be bougie if you only drive luxury cars, only shop at Whole Foods, eat fried chicken with a fork and knife, or never been to the store with house shoes on.
fried chicken.
B.
B.
I think eat fried chicken with
C.
a knife and fork.
Me too.
I said
I
B.
say C.
Oh man, we got a tie. Two B's, right?
What is
Who?
the chicken one?
C.
You and Sherry said chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eat chicken.
Who eats chicken with a fork?
What if it's a chicken
I,
breast?
yeah.
What if it's just a fried chicken breast?
Yeah, but
You pick it up with your hand and put it on some bread and eat it.
that's
All right, since no majority rules, we all got to drink them.
But let me say
All right.
something on this. Let me say something on this. The reason why I picked B, oh God, I ain't gonna say his name. I was truly introduced to the Whole Foods concept by a coworker who loves Whole Foods and is so bougie. It's so bougie. The prices are overrated and everything. Candace, you know who I'm talking about, but I ain't gonna say no name.
Those old wine and cheese brothers, man.
Oh my God, yes, yes, yes. Sorry, my brother. Sorry. Okay,
You know who you are. All right.
okay.
Next question. Who's always playing a
You have
no
ruined
good
my
man
evening.
in a movie?
So read that again.
Who's always playing a no good man in a movie? Danny Glover, Blair Underwood, Clifton
Duh.
Powell, or Samuel L. Jackson?
For me, it's a tie
All
between
of the
B and C.
above.
Blair and
I'm gonna go with
Blair.
Blair Underwood.
I say
Blair,
Blair
yeah.
Underwood. Sherry?
I think D.
Who was D?
Samuel L. Jackson.
A bad guy? A no good guy?
A
No.
no good man.
I'm going
If
with Clifton Powell.
The,
I'm going with
But
Clifton
that's a
Powell.
good that's a
He's
good
notorious.
answer.
That's his role.
That's
yeah,
a good answer. That's
he
a
was
good
in
answer.
Woman Thou Art Loose. He was the bad guy in that movie.
He does
Yeah,
play a
he's
sort of bad
always
guy.
somebody shaky. Even I don't know if you all remember this, but even back when he played on what was that movie? Minister Society, he was shaky then. You know what I'm
Sure
saying? He's
was.
always played a
Sure
shaky
was. I forgot he was
he
in that role.
because
Old dog
he
beat
was
that
talking
ass.
about he's the one that turned yeah,
Turn
he's the
the
one
whip
that
in.
in. He's the one that turned the video in.
Right.
Talking about,
Kane
yeah,
beat
man,
that
I be
ass.
around there about 11:30. What is 11:30?
Cam, that's right. Kane beat that ass in that movie. And then Danny Glover, he
Yeah.
only played one masterful bad role in Color Purple. He gonna always be remembered for how he treated Celie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gonna, you
Right.
know, that's but
How
okay,
you
man.
how you
But you're right, Clifton Powell. My God. Okay, he damn sure has some roles. Come on, Tasha, next one.
all right, next one. Let's go with television. Who's the most savage reality show guy of all time? Stevie J, Joe Budden, Peter Guns, or Rich Dollars?
Stevie J.
Stevie J,
Because
thank
they used
you.
to call it the Stevie
Yeah.
J show.
See, I would have went with Peter
Yeah.
Gunn.
Yeah, Stevie J easy.
Damn.
I think
Okay.
Yeah,
Stevie.
Stevie J easy. All the other guys on there had their soft moments. But Stevie J was savage the whole way through. He kept it flat line savage. The other
True.
guys had their
I
soft
agree.
moments.
I agree.
Joe
I agree.
and
You
all
know
those other
what? I
guys.
stand corrected.
Yeah, Stevie J for sure.
I think you know why I said Peter Guns. Peter Guns was knocking them hoes down and getting them pregnant. I got to
Stevie
give it
J
to
has
Peter
just
Guns.
consistently been
Yeah,
a dog, though.
and he's the definition of the scrub that wins. You know what I'm saying? He was winning on that thing.
Man, oh man. Okay, come on, Tasha.
All right, let's do life. You don't know what it means to struggle if you've never had to apply for food stamps, had your car repoed, had your lights turned off, or had your furniture set out, evicted.
Oof.
Whew. I was thinking about
I'm gonna say lights turned off.
me too.
Yeah.
Say evicted. Oh,
Yeah.
Lights
Say
Yeah, the
turned off.
lights turned off is a typical struggle. That's a more universal struggle.
Right. That's right. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's been evicted, and again, that's horrible. But you got to figure that
Especially
don't happen too often.
when you come home. Especially when you come home and you say you leave your porch light on just to, and you like, damn, the price, it's close, and your porch light's still on, so you straight. But you come home and that damn porch light is off. It's a wrap. You already know what's going on. I think the lights being off is probably more of the universal struggle.
I got to tell two quick stories about your lights being off. And I don't know which is worse, is to have your power off in the winter versus the summer. I had my lights cut off in the summer one time for 8 weeks. So I had to stay in a hotel because this was in Memphis. And it was so it happened during a stretch of summer where it was triple digit temperatures every day. It was over 100 degrees. And so I lived in a townhouse apartment, heat rises to the top. So when you come in during the daytime, you try to get a few things done. By the time you walk up the stairs, it was unbearable where you couldn't breathe. So I tried to stay there for a couple of nights.
Right.
And when it gets night, you just laying there with no clothes on, you sweating like a pig. I was like, okay, I can't deal with this shit. So I ended up staying in a hotel. But then I stayed in the cold in Little Rock. Before I got evicted from my apartment, it was dead winter. It was colder in my apartment than it was outside. No matter how many clothes I put on. And you're talking about cold and dark. And at this time I had a mattress on the floor. I was struggling, y'all. I was struggling. I had to hide off in there so I can kind of get my shit together. This was dead set of winter. I don't even know which is worse.
No,
But that's the whole thing. That's why I think being evicted is worse, because if your lights are off, you're still in the house. You still got a roof over your
Evic-
head.
Tasha, eviction was a blessing that they put my monkey ass up out of there. That was a blessing.
but imagine being in the cold in New York cold.
Imagine paying in Texas, you could prepay for electricity. So imagine coming home and it's off, and I'm having to call my mother asking her to put 60 cents on my electric to turn
Oh
it back on,
Lord,
turn it
Oh,
back
that's
on
some
for the day.
bullshit.
hell
Man,
no.
epic story right there, man. Wow.
Yeah, it was an app you could add. I would say, can you add $1 and tomorrow I'll get paid and it'll be on tomorrow.
I ain't never heard nothing like that. I ain't never heard nothing like that.
Yes.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Go ahead, Tasha.
All right. The next one, this is about dating. Which insult will women most often use when flirting? Hey, ashy. Hey, big head. Hey, ugly. Or you stupid. Hey,
Hey,
Ooh,
big
ugly.
head. I would say, hey, big head. I
Ashley.
just say that.
man. I'm saying, hey, ugly.
I say, hey, ugly.
Yeah.
Hold
I
on,
don't know.
but that's
I don't
confusing.
know.
But that's really confusing. That's considered flirting.
That women don't flirt like that. Little girls, like in high school, that's how they flirt. You know, when they're saying, hey, ugly.
Yeah.
Hey, old big head self. Stuff
Okay,
like
okay,
that. So,
okay, okay, okay. Because I tell you, if they tell me, hey, if they say, hey, big head, I'm gonna have to pull my pants up then. Let me stop.
all
Oh
right.
man.
Next, next question. What's one thing you should never bring around your family? Money, weed, gum, whoever you're dating.
Whoever you're
Whoever
dating,
you
because I
dating,
just said your man.
whoever you
Yeah.
dating. Uh,
Yep.
Yeah,
Sherry,
dating.
tell them about Eloise Young.
You did not bring him around her. Our mother, so she's something else.
Yeah. I mean, you might want to ask. You might want to ask the black question. Who all is over there first before you
Right.
bring them over there? So I mean,
Good
That's
point.
true.
Good
like who
point.
all yeah, who y'all got over there?
But with her, with
If
my
the right
mother, it
people are
didn't
there,
matter.
if the
My mother is a person who
but if Aunt Jeanette, Aunt Boosie, and all them over there, you don't need to bring them over there if they over
I
there.
could take them, Kennard. My mother is something else.
my
You
mother
only gonna do it once because you're gonna be so embarrassed. Because when they come for you at the door and knock on the door and they say, "Well, is Freddie here?" She gonna look him up and down and say, "Of course he's here. He lives here." Now, where do you go from there? It just goes
Right.
downhill from there.
Home.
What do you want with him?
Probably I got a little story on this, and Candace is involved in this. I remember bringing Candace home, and my Aunt Jeanette was there. Rest her soul, she was there. And Aunt Jeanette, in her typical messy, petty type way, is gonna ask, "Hey, Kennard, is this the same girl you bought here a year ago?" You know, basically on that line. And I'm like, "No,
Right.
she's not."
Oh,
And
that's messy. That's messy.
that was
That's
like one of
real
the
messy.
pettiest moments in my
That's
life, and
real
I
messy.
was like, "Man, you
What
got."
did? Hold
And
on.
then
How
it's
did
like
you get out of
you
it?
answer it, you try to be polite, and you're like, "No,
He told me she was
I
messy
didn't."
already.
Okay. Good deal. Smart man. Smart
Yeah,
man.
well, if that was our mother,
yeah. I was
if
like,
that was our
"Whoa,
mother Canard, she would have said something on the terms of, "Oh, well, this ain't that boy you had here come here the other day." And you'll be looking like, "What are you talking about?" Like she
whoa."
comes out, whatever
My
she think,
my
she
mother
said,
don't hold nothing back.
and then she'll turn around, and he ugly too, and she just go into it. You be
Now here's her famous line. This she gonna look you the boy in the office. Now ain't gonna be no baby. It's here the welfare office downtown.
Oh man.
I kid you not.
Now I had an instance,
Oh
it
man.
wasn't a family member, it was this bar I would go to, and this bitch, the bartender busted me out. She goes, "Oh no, I went in with a friend of mine, just a friend. We were just having drinks." And she says, "Oh no, I don't need to see your ID. I just need to see his ID. He wasn't here with you last time." You big. Why did you say
She should have got cussed. She deserved to be cussed at that
she did
point.
not get a tip? I can tell you that.
I feel you. I feel you. All right, come on, Tasha.
All right. Next question. What's something that you think most white folks don't know anything about? Being ashy, whooping kids in public, cooking with seasonings, that prayer before getting pulled over.
Whooping kids in public.
I say
The prayer. Well, okay,
prayer.
okay. Well, one, I'll say the secondary one is the prayer before getting pulled over, but the first one is being ashy.
No, see,
Because I've never
know.
seen an ashy white person.
They're ashy. They just don't care. There's just a different level of caring there. That's all that is.
Yeah, I mean, now the whole prayer when they get pulled over, that's a given. Because they get pulled over and cuss the police out. Like, why are you pulling me over? I'm trying to get to work. You know, all this other stuff. And if we say something halfway sideways, then we getting yanked out the car off rip. So I mean, I still think the ashy one though. I like the ashy one. They don't. I never heard a white person say, "Man, I need some lotion because I'm ashy." You know what I'm saying? Like, because you know, black folks, our knuckles get ashy in the in between and all that stuff. So
You know what I seen?
I think the
Kennard?
police struggle is probably one they will never know about for real.
Talk about ashy. I seen a white lady post this on social media. She was mad with black people. She said, "Why the hell did y'all not tell us about cocoa butter?" She was actually pissed
Oh wow!
off. So I guess they do get ashy, but I don't know if what they use or whatever, you know. But
Right.
she was ranting for real. She was like, "Well, how come the hell y'all didn't tell us about cocoa butter?"
Right. I
know?
will tell you this too. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tasha.
No, okay. I was just gonna say my mother and my stepmom both are white. They know they're ashy and they be looking for some lotion. They usually use Jergens though, is what they usually use.
That is the white brand.
I guess the
Jergens is the white brand.
I guess the ashiness is based on expectation. We just don't associate white folks with being ashy no more than we expect the white guy's name to be Tyrone. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
And see,
Correct.
another thing too is now here's where I've seen ashy with white folks is sometimes those lips get a little crusty.
Oh,
and they have those little lines.
Yeah, now that's true.
Those lips.
Now that's true.
The worst part is to see thin lips that are ashy. Like I don't get that. I don't understand.
Yeah,
it looks painful.
Oh, yes. Like seriously,
It really
does. What's up?
Like
What's up, Bert?
Yeah.
Where you and Hannah at? Come on camera with us. You're right. But we said whippings. They damn sure don't know nothing about whipping their kids in public because
they won't.
You know, that's an absolute no-no.
Tasha, you ever got a whooping?
Me?
Yeah.
I got my last whooping when I was 17 years old. I got my ass whooped. So, I was 17 getting ass whooping. So
oh, man. Well, they stretch those ass whoopings out.
I'm trying to
17?
tell you. 17, that's
that
was at 17, I'm fighting back.
Mine was 13.
I'll tell you why. That was me being grown.
Sure, remember when Mama was trying to beat me and hit me with the stick and the belt, and I was holding it, and she couldn't get it out of my hands. I had got strong enough and big enough, so she calls my older brother, and hollering and yelling, and he getting ready to light me up because the way she was telling it, like I had jumped on her or something like that, and I'm like, Junior, all I did was held the belt, you know. My brother thought it, but my thing is that was the point. Huh?
I had a story like this. Okay, I was actually in college at the time, and I just so happened to be visiting. Well, not visiting, but I came to my grandmother's house, who lived locally. Obviously, I went to college at Auburn. They lived in Tuskegee. Now, my aunt was at home at the time, and I come into the house, and she's in the house crying. Right, so I'm, just automatically consoled her and all this other stuff. Now, my aunt was kind of crazy, and she was like, "You never cared about me. You never did this," and it's turned into this whole physical thing. to where it ends outside, and my grandparents just so happened to pull up to where my aunt tried to kick me, and I grabbed her leg, and my grandmother was like, "Get your hands off it," as if I was abusing her or something. And I was like, "Oh man, timing on that couldn't have been any worse."
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it
you
did look
can't
like
hit
I was
back.
doing something, but I was just trying to keep her from kicking me in the
Right.
ass.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Black families, you cannot fight back. Come on,
No,
Tasha.
that's how it got
No, I
reported, is
trying
that
to
you
fight
tried to
back.
fight her.
Absolutely. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, next question. Which hot sauce is the only one worth using? Frank's Red Hot,
Yep.
Texas Pete,
Frank.
Louisiana Crystal, or Red
Louisiana.
Devil?
Louisiana.
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 Frank.
Frank's ain't even hot.
Louisiana.
It's the seasoned taste to it.
Right.
So,
Sherry, we can't hear
I'm gonna
you.
give two answers. If you want flavor, hello.
I'm
Uh-huh.
listening. We listening.
You're freezing a little, but we hear you.
Kennard, you said if you want flavor. Oh man, I want to hear that
Oh yeah.
answer.
Okay. So it's twofold. If you want flavor, you go with Frank's. If you want flavors, you go with Frank's. Now, if you want black folk, you want to put it on catfish and all that other stuff. Louisiana is the way to go. Period.
Always.
I done seen folks water Louisiana down when it gets too low and you don't feel like going to the store. You know what I'm saying? So,
Wow.
but Frank's
Wow.
is popular in our household.
Wow.
Louisiana is the black folk stuff.
That
No,
only
Frank.
by Louisiana.
Up north, Frank's is the hot sauce. Where I'm from, the Midwest, we eat Frank.
Sherry sweet. Hot
Yeah, I
sauce.
like Frank's too, but the hottest is Jamaican hot sauce. You can't even eat
We
it.
don't know nothing about that.
Got that Scotch bonnet pepper in it.
Yeah, we don't know nothing about that. But like you said, Kennard, on that catfish, and you got to put that Louisiana on there.
Put it on
Yes.
everything.
See, I eat
Yeah.
Texas Pete for my catfish.
Which is the one that has that slogan? You'll put
Oh,
that
yeah,
shit on
yeah,
everything.
I don't
which
know.
one? Is that Frank's?
I think
That
it's
is
Frank.
Frank, right? It is.
Yeah, I
Is it
think it's
Frank?
theirs.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Okay.
I put Louisiana on everything.
Okay.
Me too.
I
All right.
season my chicken sometimes with Frank's. But
Wow. I don't
And
even know if I've tried it. I'm gonna have to maybe
It's
buy it
good.
and see.
Yeah, that tastes good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Candace and a little
when
mustard.
Candace makes chicken putting Frank's on it, it's great.
I'm gonna have to try that. Okay, I'm gonna have to try that.
And I didn't even know about. I'll tell you this: being on a Louisiana guy with the hot sauce, I didn't know about Frank's until I met Candace.
Okay.
And when I tell you on wings, it's man, woo!
I'm gonna have to
It'll
try
change
that.
your life. It
I'm
could
gonna have to try
if
that.
enough black people got put on. Yeah, if enough black people got put on, Frank's could take Louisiana's place, but Louisiana's got his spot though. You know what I'm saying? It's just too far
Blasphemy.
gone.
I'm with you, Tasha, but I'm gonna have to try it. I'm gonna have to try it. Okay, come on, Tasha.
Okay. Next question. Which rap beats did the most for the culture? Jay-Z versus Nas, 50 Cent versus Ja Rule, Tupac versus Biggie, or Ice Cube versus NWA?
Ice Cube versus NWA to
I
me
think
was
Tupac and Biggie.
Tupac
Yeah.
and Biggie.
that
That
was
did the
more
most.
East Coast versus West Coast. They turned it into them, but I feel like NWA, like No Vaseline with Ice Cube, said it all.
When I think of rap in its royal state, I do think of East Coast versus West Coast.
Yes.
And the two biggest kings
Yeah.
going at it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like even to this day, I broke up with a girl over that question.
Oh, that's
What?
terrible.
I broke up with a girl over that question. I had already knocked her down, just so you know. But
Of
it's in the
course.
morning time. I'm taking her home. We stopping in Burger King. She wanted some breakfast, and Tupac's song comes on. I turn the song up. She starts the argument. Fuck you turning on Tupac for? He ain't got shit on Biggie and blah blah blah. Now mind you, I'm a New Yorker, but I'm like, oh, now I like Tupac. By the time we make it up to the window to get our food, we full-fledged arguing. So y'all already know I put a musty ass up out of there.
But the
Did she
thing,
get a breakfast?
Yeah,
the thing is, though, Tupac is from Baltimore. Like he's from the East Coast, so that's why they put him as the face of the West
I
Coast, but he
agree.
really was not
He
West
really, I
Coast.
But
agree.
I like Biggie better.
I agree. I
So did
prefer
I.
Biggie.
I like
Okay,
Biggie better as well.
okay. Here, I'm gonna say
now,
this. I'm gonna let Kennard go first. Go ahead, Kennard.
okay, now the other two beefs in Jay-Z, that was a real non-essential beef. That was more of a commercial beef. I think the two beefs that had the biggest impact, obviously, was NWA and Ice Cube. Ice Cube, that was a pretty rough one, to be fair. But that was kind of like a group beefing within themselves. But
That's why.
Tupac and Biggie was like a whole
It was a
whole
movement.
geography of people that fed into this. That was East Coast, West versus West Coast. Then you had Master P that came on that started the down south movement in the midst
He
of
was
all of this.
smart.
So
He
I
took
think the
advantage
biggest
of it.
impact had to be Biggie and Tupac. Now I will say this: this is an unpopular opinion, especially for people who are from New York or whatever. I think Tupac was the better artist. I think Biggie was the better lyricist. He was the better
That's
player
the
with
point I was
words.
gonna make.
But
That's the
Tupac
point I was
was
gonna
the
make.
better artist. Now,
Lyrically,
now here's
can't
the
fuck
thing.
with Biggie.
Yeah, no, for sure you can't. But what caught me by surprise, Tupac had all these albums, and then he comes out with the All Eyes on Me with Death Row Records. And I'm like, this N-word is from the East Coast. I didn't get the whole West Side thing with Tupac. That was a commercial thing, and the fact that nobody really called him out on it at that time was really surprising because he never came off like a West Coast rapper in any of his
He
era
really,
of music.
he wasn't.
So
He
that
wasn't.
whole Tupac versus Biggie, East Coast, West Coast, that was kind of fraudulent in my opinion, in a way,
Which is
because
why I
Tupac
said
was
it was fake.
obviously not from.
So, but for me,
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with the point he made that if you're talking strictly lyricists,
Mm-hmm.
Biggie can't be touched. And then there's even others that's better lyrically than Tupac. You know what I'm saying? That's better lyrically. But in terms of commercial, the whole package, Tupac is the god. He
Yeah.
just is an artist to me.
He was definitely very talented. I liked him as an actor, and I really just feel like he was a person for the arts because when you look at his teenage years, he wrote poetry.
He was a triple
So
threat. He was a triple
yeah,
threat.
Right.
But lyrically, man, I don't know if y'all know about
Yeah.
Eric B and Rakim. Matter of fact, the versus battle when they had
Oh man.
DMC.
Ooh.
I mean DMX don't get a lot of credit.
Mhm.
That boy was a beast. That boy was a beast. But anyway, go ahead,
Right.
Tasha. We gonna get caught up on that.
Right.
Next one. This is according to Mama. So this is about mamas, black mamas.
Oh Lord.
She can't tell you nothing because you hard-headed, you just like your father, you think you Kanye, you think you know everything.
You
You're
think you know
hard-headed.
everything? You think you know
Oh,
everything?
I was gonna say you like your father because I got told that a lot.
mine is you hard headed.
Now, if you
Mine is you think you know
now,
everything.
if you're a son,
I'm
yeah, if you're a son, you like I do the whole father thing, but
not in our
generally,
house.
I say you think you know everything.
Not in our house.
Well, it's hard headed, and the saying down here is you must think fat meat ain't greasy.
We y'all got to realize my mother's from Mississippi, so we grew up with that saying. You
Yeah.
think that? Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Or a
Oh,
hard head make a soft
a
ass.
hard- there you go. There you
I
go.
go with you, Candace, because my mother used to say, "Hard head make a sore behind every time."
Now she didn't say behind. She said ass.
Yeah, but
She said all the way.
I don't know.
Yes, sir.
So movies. It takes her the whole movie to fight back. Who's always playing a victim in a movie?
Angela Bassett.
Kimberly
Oh,
Elise,
man.
Oprah, Cicely Tyson, or Taraji P. Henson?
That's one of them.
Ooh.
That's a hard one.
What's the question again, Tasha?
It takes her the whole movie to fight back. Who's always playing a victim in a movie? Kimberly Elise, Oprah, Cicely Tyson, or Taraji P. Henson?
I
Kimberly
can't
Elise for
believe
me.
I
Kimberly
can't
Elise.
believe they didn't have Angela Bassett because that's the
No.
one.
Oh man,
No,
ooh,
Angela Bassett fought back. She burnt
yeah.
these clothes up.
But I think about her as
Hell
Tina
yeah, because
Turner.
what's funny?
Even then, she fought
Hell yeah,
though.
because
She did
Angela
fight,
Bassett was struggling from the beginning of the movie to the end.
but she did fight back.
And with the Jacksons, when she played Katherine Jackson, she was. It seemed
You
like
got a
it just.
point. You got a point. You got a point. You got a
Yeah.
point. You can throw it there. Kimberly, at least her face just says victim. I
Yeah,
don't care what role she playing. She just looks like a.
especially that's the one from Set It Off.
I mean, I'm just sorry, like damn, girl.
Yeah, I just realized who Kimberly Elise was. Yeah, I think she pretty
I,
much is the
yeah, I
victim.
agree with that too. Kimberly
Mhm.
Elise.
The whole movie. You're right.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's most likely to end
She
up burnt in
she
a hot
struggled
coal?
with-
What? I
Go
think
ahead, Kanai.
Oh no, go ahead. You can go to the next one because I was about to get
Oh,
long
okay.
winded. Don't listen to me.
What's most likely to end up burnt when a hot comb is being used on someone's head?
Your
Hair,
scalp.
ears, forehead, scalp. I say
Scalp.
ears.
I just said your scalp.
I would think forehead, but I'm a guy.
I would say ears
Your ears.
Oh wow.
You
Mhm.
always gotta hold your ears down.
always.
Yeah.
'Cause if you
Okay.
don't hold your ears down, they gonna get burned.
I got a
I
question.
said.
I got a
I
question.
said.
No. Did y'all have y'all because y'all young? I know Sherry had to deal with the high comb. Tasha and Kenneth, y'all hair ever been done with a
Yeah.
high comb?
I had really long hair and they would press it out. And I say scalp because when they put the grease on your head and they press it, that grease will burn your scalp. So
I'm really surprised though that
No,
y'all
this
had.
was
Wow.
this was the 90s. Flat irons weren't that big yet. They were still
yeah.
using the big oven thing.
Oh,
Those were
okay.
still popular. And
Okay.
then the hot comb. Your grandmother still used my grandmother always used the hot comb on
Okay.
my hair.
Okay.
especially on Easter Sunday is when I was
Yeah.
getting my hair
That's
pressed.
what I remember.
When your curls would be
Getting her
popping.
hair done, and I'd be sitting there looking, and she'd be crying.
Yeah,
It's
because
not funny, Black.
she
Shit
used to
hurt.
hit you. She would hit me in my
Okay.
head with the
Next
hot comb.
question.
Be still.
And there's actually an answer. There's actually a right answer on this one.
Okay.
So, what was the call sign of the radio station that Martin Payne worked at? Should be easy.
Yeah, WZ.
WHAT, WZUP,
Yeah, WZ.
WHOT, or WJUC?
Now that you said it, it's WZUP.
WZUP.
There you go.
WZ.
Martin is my all-time
But you know,
favorite
the
show. Like I have
Martin
the
is.
DVDs. Yes, I have the.
Martin is your all-time favorite show?
Yes,
You
Okay.
still look at it?
yeah, I have the DVD collection. It's actually over here in this thing for me.
Okay. Let me say something on that. Let me say, and I don't know if we're gonna get to this. Martin is a classic comedy. I stopped liking it though when Gina left.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It
when
lost
she was
something when
suing him.
Gina left. Yeah,
When she
right.
was
You know
suing
what I'm
him,
saying?
Mama like that show. She look at that right now.
The early seasons, I mean, some of the best comedy you ever wanted to see, and then it kind of got weird, like when he was going through his thing.
Yeah, because remember he got caught with a gun or something in the
Right.
street, like
He was
when he
going
went
through
through
his
all
thing.
those
Yeah.
problems.
Yeah.
And when he was on any given, was he? No, not he was. I'm mixing him up with Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is Any Given Sunday, but Martin, when the Bad Boys movie came out, is when all
Right.
his problems started.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Next question. She's the best R&B artist of the 90s. Here we go. Mary J. Blige, Brandy,
I
Aaliyah,
knew
or
it.
Mariah Carey?
Mary J.
I would say Mary J.
Mariah
Blige,
Carey.
I'm gonna have to give it
but
to
Pop
Mary
say
J.
Mariah Carey, but I
I
say
would say
Mary J. Blige.
of the
I'm-
90s,
I'm
Mariah
gonna have to
Carey.
give it to Mary J.
Me too.
Mary J. for black folks,
There
You know,
you
hip-hop.
go.
I'll say
Say that, Candace. Say that again.
For black folks,
For
it's
Yeah.
black
Mary J.
folks, it's Mary J. It's for black folks, it's Mary J.
I
right.
love Mary
It's
J. It's
I
definitely-
don't
Mariah. Go
I
ahead,
think
go ahead,
I
Kanai.
think when you think about it of Mary J. Blige, even though she can't sing worth she can sing okay, She can hold a note. She's actually turned out to be a pretty good actress on the whole
I
power
agree.
thing. I think
I
she
agree.
needs to hit that.
I
But
agree.
either way, when you think about the 90s, are you gonna make the 90s synonymous with Mary J. Blige, or are you gonna make the 90s synonymous with Mariah Carey? I don't think the
Mary
two
J. Blige
compare.
because I'm black.
I'm with you,
I'm just
Candace.
saying Mary J. Blige, the black 90s is synonymous.
Tasha,
She took you
Mariah
from 90
Carey.
to 99.
Mariah Carey is the most successful female artist probably we've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Talent, success. I ain't taking nothing away from her. But you talking about black people?
I'm still gonna
Oh
say it's
yeah.
Mariah Carey because she was in everything. Her
Yeah.
voice, and this is the thing. I understand it's about black people, but it's the fact that Mariah Carey was able to transcend just that. So over the 90s, the whole 90s, all 10 years, Mariah Carey more than
I'm
Mary J.
agreeing with you if you're
Now,
talking success. If
I
you're
would
talking
give
success and influence, but I'm saying what's
for
endeared to black people, you can't
no.
fuck with. You
And I
can't
was
fuck
gonna
with
say
Mary J.
I'll give her Christmas for the '90s, her Christmas album for the
Wasn't just
'90s, because we all
Christmas.
know the Temptations' Christmas is, and that's the one. But
I agree. I agree. I
That
agree. Mary J. Mary J.
We're gonna have to check the facts on that and
Okay,
check the spelling
okay,
on that.
okay.
We're gonna have to go to the numbers on that. Okay. Okay, we'll go back to dating. When is it necessary for a woman to make her man's plate? It's funny because we already discussed this.
Right,
Okay.
right.
When she feels like it, at his family's house, at her family's house, or never. Never.
At his family's
at,
house.
at his
Never.
At
family's
his
house,
family's house.
Never.
at his
At
family's
his
house.
family's house. It's
She ain't got no business being all around the food at his family's house. Never. No.
No, I'm gonna tell
You
you
don't know
why.
that girl like
No,
that.
I'm gonna tell you why.
And
Because at his family's house, they're watching and
Mhm.
judging, and if she don't
yeah,
make that
man.
man his plate, it's gonna be trouble.
Mhm.
At my family's house, if they don't know you, you
They're
can't
gonna
even be with the
they're gonna
food. You
assume.
can't even go anywhere near the food.
I'm telling you. At that man's family, if I could have brought a woman home and it was time to eat and she didn't make me a plate. Matter of fact, hold on, I ain't gotta think about it. I was fucking married and my wife was around my family. Let her not make me a plate and my family see it. You know what they're gonna say? Mm-hmm. That old lazy ass.
Yeah, because you
Why I
know,
look like ashy?
any man that brought his woman over to our family, they'd be like, she just sat around, thought she was a princess. That's what they would say.
I think about my family barbecues, and they'll say, "Who are you? Who is she with?" They'll ask that, "Who are you?" No, don't go near that. Don't go near that. We'll tell you not to go near because we don't know you.
Wow. No, in the black families I've been around, I've seen it happen that the woman go in and make the plate for her guy. Yeah, it's kind of expected. And then I'm gonna tell you something. It's a man thing. It's a prideful man thing when you're around a bunch of family and your woman bring you a plate. Everybody's watching. It's a status kind of thing, because the men around they're like, man, I want to get me somebody like that. And the women is kind of like, it's a man thing.
I'm not making your damn plate. Please
See,
understand.
see,
No, see, I made a plate once, and then I even helped his mother make plates
once.
for other people. No, I'm just saying when I've
Okay,
been there,
okay.
but I've had to help her make plates for other guests. Like she does not like me sitting there.
Let me tell you what I would be thinking if I saw that, Candace. I would be like, I swear to God, watching that, I would be like, man, that man, he got him a good wife in there. That's just a man thing when you see that. I'm sorry, y'all. It's important, Tasha. Tasha, you better just about making them goddamn
I
plates.
ain't making you
I
no
was gonna
damn
say,
plate.
Tasha, I help my mother-in-law because she's older, and I don't want her just walking around getting people plates, and I'm sitting there just eating
Tasha,
go
you
get
wouldn't
it.
even have an older mother-in-law.
What you?
Who?
Yeah.
You.
That's her kitchen. I wouldn't even go in her kitchen like that. No,
Oh
unless
my
she
God.
asked. It'd be
Oh
different if
my
she asked.
God.
But I'm not gonna go in your kitchen. I wouldn't
Oh
want you
my
going in
God.
my kitchen like that.
Oh
No.
my God. Oh my God. What's up, niece? How you doing?
Sorry, y'all. It's
You got your
important.
little Aunt Jemima look tonight?
I help my mother-in-law because she's older.
There's a background
Yeah.
noise.
Getting people plates, and I'm sitting there just eating like, yeah,
You didn't even have an older mother-in-law.
Sherry,
Yeah,
I think
somewhere.
that's yours. There's an echo.
I wouldn't even go in her kitchen
Are y'all on 2 devices, Sherry?
It'd be
Oh
different
my
if she
God.
asked, but I'm not gonna
Mute
go in
that.
her kitchen. I wouldn't want you
Oh my
going in
God.
my kitchen like that.
Oh,
No.
it's a man.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, them.
Okay. The next question. What might your grandma say if two unmarried people are living together?
Your
They
grandma.
playing house,
Shack it up.
they shacking up, they living in sin. He won't buy the cow if he getting the milk for free. Oh, that's hard.
They always say they shacking. No, they shacking
That's kind
up.
of all of them. That's
That's
all of them.
hard.
That's all of them for me. That's all of them.
Yeah, I can see living in sin, but the main one is, oh, they shacking up. They shacking. That's what they would gossip about if, like, with me and Kennard, before we were married, we lived together, and they were like, oh, she's shacking up with him.
I would say they playing house.
Yeah, that too.
I've heard all of those. I've
That's
literally
hard.
heard all of those. Oh, they just living in sin.
So which
Oh,
one, Zach? You gotta pick one.
if I had to pick one, shacking up.
Dang.
That for my
Kill it.
family, where they're older, that's the expression they would have said. They shacking up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Let me see if Sherry's feedback.
I
Sherry,
heard
Yes.
all of those.
you guys have some kind of you got 2 devices or something going.
Just
'Cause
living in
it's
sin.
playing us way like minutes later.
Which one, Zach? You gotta pick one.
I had to pick.
Okay, go ahead, Tasha.
Okay.
While they
So-
figure it out.
The next one is what's an old school tattoo that everyone's aunt has?
Ooh, I
Paw
don't know.
print, Betty
Cherry.
Boop, Panther, or a tramp stamp?
Mm.
See, y'all just confused me because I thought any tattoo was considered a tramp stamp if it was on your back or on your breast. That's what I
No,
thought.
the tramp stamp is above
A
your
tramp
booty.
stamp is on your lower back, right
Yeah.
above
Right?
your booty.
Y'all
Right
just taught
above
me
your
something.
booty.
Y'all just taught me something. I thought a tramp stamp was any tattoo that where you could see it like that. Okay, so y'all just taught me something.
See, I thought all the chicks had cherries because I've met several men whose baby mamas have cherries on their in between here on their booty.
Y'all just confused me.
Yeah, I would say paw prints.
Okay, they're like, okay.
I would think paw prints because I think of like that was like real big then. They had them right there on their titty or on their thigh. That's what I always thought.
So I would say paw prints because I don't know why women think that's so sexy, but it makes me think of a stripper.
Because Eve had it. That's why people
Yeah.
thought. When I was
Yeah.
in high school, Eve came out and all them girls was like, oh, I like her paw prints.
Yeah. So I've seen a lot of those. But y'all just told me something. I thought a tramp stamp was up here on the chest or on your back. So whenever I saw a woman, I'm walking behind her and I saw that tattoo on her back, shoulder, whatever, I always said, "Oh, that's a tramp stamp." Or whatever you
No.
call it.
It's the lower back, and don't let my
Lower
ex-husband said a woman that got one that connects all the way around her body at that lower back is a bullseye. But
Oh wow! Oh wow! Damn. Okay.
All right. The next
Ooh,
one is
I'm sorry, kid.
Oh, Kennard,
You just
Kennard,
made me
go
think
ahead.
of somebody who I know. I got that too.
Stop it,
Go ahead.
Zach.
I'm sorry.
Stop it. Kennard, did you want to answer?
Oh shit! I seen that.
What? I came in too late. Let's go to the next one.
Okay. So the next one
Yeah.
is who would be your 90s female crush? Tatiana
Uh-oh.
Ali, Keisha Knight Pulliam, Halle Berry, or Stacey Dash? I would say Stacey Dash.
Ooh, Lord.
Stacey Dash.
most people like Rudy though too.
They did, but I'm gonna have to agree with Kennard. I hate to say this, but back
Stacey
then,
Dash,
Stacey
man.
Dash was the shit.
That's who I would say.
If
And it
that
didn't
crazy
matter.
bitch,
And the
if that
funny part
crazy
about it,
bitch
it
hadn't
didn't
had
matter
her
what
political
role
views,
she played.
and that's the thing. If that crazy
It
bitch
didn't
hadn't
matter
had her
what
political
played.
views, she could have been a great one.
Yeah. When she was on that movie Moving and Mo Money and all that, I was like,
Yeah.
oh man.
Kendrick
Sheesh.
say Halle Berry. Kendrick, why do you say Halle Berry?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking in the 90s, right?
Back in the 90s, remember all those men like Halle Berry? And they women try to get the
Yeah.
shortcut like her and Tony Braxton.
He said from Boomerang, but I don't know
Yeah.
Yeah,
if
my
I would
mother
give
had
her
that
for
cut.
the whole 90s.
Boomerang, Strictly Business. She was in all those movies.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Okay. Next question. What's the absolute wrong place for somebody to try and get your number? Church, funeral, work, or a health clinic? A health clinic, you nasty bastard. That's
I was
nasty.
saying funeral. I was saying funeral.
Damn, Tasha.
She could be in there for a procedure.
Funeral.
Hold on, say them again. Say them again.
Church,
yeah, the funeral is pretty rough.
work, or a health clinic?
Y'all gonna be surprised. My experience has been work. I have had success at the other places. I literally have had success. First of all, I get much snatched from a funeral. I like attending funerals because that's when you can hook up. Funerals is a hookup gold mine. Kendrick agree with, well, he said funeral and health clinic. Kendrick, let me tell you something, my brother. You selling the funeral short. When somebody dies, people want to get happy. It makes them think about their own mortality. I used to go to funerals with my brother-in-law, knowing that I'm not a relative and I'm gonna get me something out of it because I'm not a relative. And after they get us a little sad, people gonna start drinking. They're gonna get a little happy. And man, funerals is a good hookup spot. Tasha, you say at a clinic? I can't tell you how many. Well, y'all know I had chlamydia 4 times in a row, so.
You don't even know what somebody's in there for.
I'm just saying. But when you leaving, that's the best time. Like, you straight? I'm straight. What's up?
Terrible.
And so like so anybody nobody's safe. In the widow, if the widow, she ain't safe.
It's the best time. She wanna get happy.
So
that she need company. That is the best time.
So the widow,
That's the
that
worst.
is tacky.
So if you
No.
gonna- if you
Like, how come that woman gotta dead herself at that
so
point?
you like Big Red, you like Red on the 5 heartbeats. Maybe sometimes you can I can
He was like, you have my
Absolutely.
deepest
I never had
sympathy.
a problem with that scene other than what he did, but I didn't have a problem with him like put this bid in. She lonely, she by herself.
yeah, because he pulled up on what's her name's wife real strong at on his way out. She slapped the shit out of him, but I mean he tried it.
Hey, Kendrick, partner,
Damn,
yes,
man.
there ain't no boundaries. That was my hookup. Now women give me all kind of trouble at work. You know, when you try to ask for a number, I don't know you like that, and this, you know, like
See,
really?
that's the place I used to meet people. That's what's funny.
Me too.
I have not had success at work.
Yeah, me too. I work with my place.
Wow, I don't know what I'm doing at work.
Well, I mean, Black, you got to think about it like this. A lot of times with some of the jobs we had, the hours were so long, and those were you like socialize with. I mean, that's what it was.
Yeah.
You would think.
I mean, you working from 7 in the morning to 6 at night. I mean, that's
I'm
all
gonna say
you
this.
interacting with.
Now this is my, let me say this, since I've been here in Atlanta. Yeah. Now when I was in Memphis, yeah, I could hook up with people from work. But Atlanta, it was a different, I never really know how to transition over to it. But yeah.
Atlanta people are weirdos to me. I hate to say it. They are weirdos.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying it's very, very
Oh yeah.
different. Because Memphis women, you can hook up with them from work. Absolutely. Now, when I lived in Riverdale, I can pick a woman up from. Yeah, I could. You know what? If it's the
If
ghetto, if it's the ghetto, then it's easier.
if they're from Atlanta, yes,
Yeah.
I agree. But it's like you have
Yeah.
this whole all these other people from different places
Okay.
and all this keeping up with Hollywood and the Kardashians. That's what makes it weird.
Okay.
Even though like I'm not hooking up
Yeah.
with anybody, but I've watched and it's just a mess.
Okay. Yeah. At our company, I've seen it done. With different people. I ain't gonna mention no
I
names,
know
but
you've seen it.
yeah, I've seen it done, and but you know what? I don't have the patience for that because they be send them each other instant messages, secret little messages, and they come upstairs and downstairs. My patience is too short for that, so I don't really have the time for all that kind of stuff. I
What's
like
funny?
I like Riverdale because you can cut to the chase. They
What's
getting off
funny?
work from Walmart. You know what it is.
What's funny to me in our old company that they thought they were being discreet, but everybody knew. Like
Everybody
everybody
knew.
knew.
Everybody knew. Oh, y'all, let me tell y'all something. Candace, do you remember the girl? I ain't gonna say her name. That literally after 6 o'clock, different guys used to walk her to a little room. She was a headmaster. She was the
What?
headmaster on the third floor.
I need to know. You got to give more details. No, I did not know this.
Yeah,
Who?
she was a headmaster.
What department?
Nice looking too. She worked in there in admissions with us.
What
When
team?
6:30, she was on
God.
Siobhan's team.
Oh,
I don't know who. So she wasn't on our team.
She was
She
not on
was.
our team.
So
Yellowbone. Yeah, I'm getting close. Yellowbone, not a bad looking girl.
I don't know.
She had a little weight on her, but not to the point where you would knock her down. You'd knock her down, but they wasn't knocking her off. She was a headmaster. So they were walking her to the different rooms. And the only reason I didn't do it is because, like I said, I've been burned enough. So I was like, nah, I ain't gonna shit.
see, I
Oh, spit out
wouldn't.
my.
See, I had as far as dating people from work, no, I did that one time years ago, never again. My best success has been people coming in to where I work. That's how I meet men.
Okay.
Not now,
Okay.
of course, because I
Okay.
work with mostly women, and it's closed off to the public. But
You can still hook up. Now you can try the other
No.
side.
you can't access the property, so you
See,
can't even go on the property.
I feel like in the office back in the day before I was single, I'm not gonna brag, but I was the hot girl in the office, so it was nothing for me to get numbers all
I can
day.
see that. I can see that. I can see that.
So that was my place because I didn't go anywhere else but work at home.
I can see that.
I don't like talking to people that I work with.
See, and that was always my thing. And it's weird because then if they got to know me outside of the work, then they was like, well, damn, Freddie, I know you was cool, blah, blah, blah. I think the way I came across at work was like the old married guy kind of deal. I don't know.
Because
No, you didn't seem like the old married guy. You seemed very interesting when I met you. I was like, oh, I know it's something to him, which is why I added you. I added you to that his and hers group on Facebook because I wanted to see you participate, and you never participated. And I was like, this man.
Damn.
I thought you were sneaky after that.
No, I mean, peeking in.
All right, next question.
Come on, Tasha.
Okay. What's the first thing a Black woman does before she raises up on you? Secures her wig, takes off her earrings, puts her hair in a ponytail, or asks someone to hold her purse? Hair in a
Hold my
ponytail.
purse.
Oh,
Like, hold
I'd
my
say hair in a
I
ponytail.
put the hair in the ponytail.
yeah,
If y'all get ready to throw down, don't y'all put your hair, don't y'all?
Hair in a
Wait a minute,
ponytail, you
wait a
take
minute.
off your earrings, hold my
You did-
shit. Like that.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to get your hair pulled, right?
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Not these new women, though. They go to fight in any kind of way and they pull their weave off and it be a mess.
Pull the
No,
wig off.
they just fight on the internet. Everybody's an
Yeah,
internet warrior.
yeah,
All right. On Living Single, what was Overton's middle name? I love this show.
Oh,
Winston, Lucas, Wakefield, or Michael?
Wakefield.
Wakefield. I had to hear it.
Is
Yeah,
Kanar frozen? Oh.
okay, that one was an easy one, believe it or not.
Okay. What's the biggest burden for successful Black folks? Paying taxes, dealing with
Family
haters,
members.
giving back to their own community, or people asking to borrow money? Paying
People,
taxes. Shit.
people, I
Hold on,
think people
read
asking
those
to
again.
borrow money.
Read those again.
What's the biggest burden for successful Black folks? Paying taxes, dealing with haters, giving back to their own community, or people asking to borrow money?
People
Paying
asking-
taxes.
And
I feel like
taxes.
People asking to borrow money.
taxes gonna be there, but people asking to
Yeah,
borrow
people
money, they
asking to
come out of
borrow
the
money.
woodworks. Your
Costa,
family.
we would lose this one based on that.
Yeah.
And I see y'all. I see
Yeah.
why y'all would say that. But damn, if we don't have a lot of successful Black people, and it just kills me. Like, why don't you pay your taxes?
Yes.
You know,
feel
Mary.
like
We
that-
talked about Mary J. Blige earlier.
Mhm.
Kendrick says people asking to borrow money,
Mhm.
so he's agreeing with y'all. So I get it. But even look at like some of the most successful people. Like, damn, why don't you just pay your taxes?
And it's inevitable. It's gonna always catch up with you too. The IRS.
Always.
They watching. Let me tell you something. I believe they prey on them like we're gonna let them get 2-3 years behind. So by the time we come to you, it's a freaking whopping bill. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And it just always dawned on me like, well, why wouldn't you hire a certified tax attorney? You know, somebody real. But you know, we got scores of people. What's his name? Chris Tucker used to be the highest paid actor in Hollywood. Taxes. Wesley Snipes. Taxes. You know, like, come on, people.
Mhm.
But you know, some of them probably put their trust in the wrong accountants. To
Yes.
where, you know what I'm saying, to where
Yes.
the accountants were supposed to take care of this, but the
Yes.
accountants was actually sticking it to them on the back end.
Yes.
They were getting theirs, but they weren't taking care of the
So you know
taxes
what I would
because
do in that instance,
otherwise that
Kennard?
really should happen.
So you know what I would do in that instance, Kennard? If I'm Chris Tucker, and now you just made $25 million for a picture. That's when you go to Kevin Costner, you go to Brad Pitt, you go to some of these people, you in their echelon now and say, look, let me ask you something. Who does your taxes?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Fuck. You know what I'm saying?
But see, the problem is the problem is from a proactive standpoint. We don't have we at times we don't have that proactive mindset. We can think about that retroactively, but I'm Chris Tucker didn't know to say, hey man, who's done this on a more successful level than I have. Now retroactively, he's probably like thinking like, damn man, I should have got one of them to get my. But it's too late.
I
I
agree.
feel like
Go
sometimes
ahead.
Black people have that it's gonna be all right attitude, and it just gets out of hand, and they just procrastinate.
I agree. I agree. I agree.
All
I
right.
agree.
Next question.
Okay.
What's something that only Black moms say? Stay in a child's place. I brought you into this world. I'm the mama, you the child. I'll give you something to cry about. Stay in a child's place.
Well, I heard I'm the mama, you the child, which is similar to that anyway.
I brought you in this world, and I'll take you out.
I knew you was gonna say that.
Yes, sir.
All right. Next one. Oh, let's see. Music. Who was the best new jack swing singer of the 80s and 90s? Hold on. Don't shout it out yet. Bobby Brown, Al B. Sure, Johnny Gill, Keith Sweat. Oh my God.
Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown.
Of the
He's the
80s.
king of
Hold on. Say it again. 80s and 90s.
Who was the best new jack swing singer of the 80s and the 90s?
Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown, Al B. Shore, Johnny Gill, or Keith Sweat?
Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown.
I thought they were gonna say like Aaron Hall or R. Kelly.
Yeah, you know. Well, no.
Aaron. Now, if you would have said
R.
Aaron
Kelly
Hall, I would
he
have said
wasn't
hands down Aaron Hall.
R. Kelly never did New Jack Swing.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the thing where I was kind of seeing who's New Jack Swing.
Not with the
And it
public
had
announcement.
probably the biggest was Bobby Brown.
Yeah, Bobby Brown. But R. Kelly wasn't he originally with public announcement, and I thought they had a New Jack Swing song, but maybe not. I used to be a big R.
You're
Kelly
right.
fan.
You're right. They had a song, but he always did his own. Yeah, he didn't fall into that New Jack Swing thing.
I ain't like Aaron Hall too much.
I like
See,
Aaron
I
Hall.
like Aaron Hall.
I feel like R. Kelly got his style from Aaron Hall.
And I'm agreeing with what Kendrick said. This is why I had you to repeat it. Kendrick said Bobby Brown, but Keith Sweat had more hits from the late 80s to the mid 90s. I agree with Kendrick. I agree with Kendrick. Here's why here's why I eliminated Keith Sweat, because Keith touched in with the New Jack Swing and then he went more straight R&B. So when you said New Jack Swing, I had to give the edge to Bobby Brown. But I agree with you, Kendrick. Far as hits, Keith Sweat was the man.
Well,
Keith Sweat was the man.
I don't like Keith Sweat at all. And
What?
I feel like
Hold on, what?
I did not like him.
I'm revoking your black card now.
He sounded like he was whining. I don't like whining singers.
He
And
always
I feel like
right.
I feel like the real kings of New Jack Swing is Boys to Men, but
Hold on, Candace. Make It Last Forever. That is one of the most perfect albums
that's
ever.
his only song that sounds
No, Candace, not every song on that CD was bad. You didn't have to skip not one song on that CD. Every song was a hit. And that man wrote for Silk. Come on now.
good. And Silk sounded better.
And here's the crazy thing is Keith Sweat, no matter what, he has stuck to R&B. He is truly R&B. Even his new shit is the epitome of R&B. I love Keith Sweat.
The time that I really
I like the singer Joe. What were you gonna say, Kennard?
Yeah. No, I was gonna say the time that I really like Keith Sweat is when he teamed up with Johnny Gill and what were they? LSG.
LSG.
That was a really good group.
I like Revoked and Johnny Gill, but they could have kept Keith Sweat.
Damn.
Oh my God.
You had to have fun. You cannot have that group. You cannot have that group without Keith Sweat. You got to have them.
That man was false.
Man.
You cannot convince me.
Okay.
So hold on, I gotta get her back. I gotta get her back to saying this. I don't like what's that chick with the short hair that all y'all women like?
Oh,
Keisha Cole?
No, they did a tribute for her on BET.
And look at what Kendrick said. He said,
Anita Baker. I can't stand that bitch. Now.
Oh wow, I like Anita Baker. Did you see what Kendrick said? He said Guy actually started the New Jack Swing movement, which is why I said Aaron Hall. He was the lead singer of Guy. So I'm surprised they didn't have Aaron Hall. But
if you don't like Keith Sweat, I don't like Anita Baker. And I don't like Tony Braxton either. They can throw them both back.
Oh, I like Anita Baker, Tony Braxton, Sade. I like all those singers.
Yeah. Sade, you can throw Sade in there.
Well, y'all are hell, man. Y'all are. I'll tell you, my grandmother would jump out of her grave talking bad about Anita Baker.
I do not like Anita Baker.
I love Anita Baker. I love her.
She like Anita Baker, Stephanie Mills, and all them.
I'm not that fond of Patti LaBelle.
Yeah, me neither.
Sherry, your card has been revoked too.
Yes.
Your card has been revoked too.
Y'all not gonna sit up here and disrespect Patty. I draw the line there.
I'm more of a Aretha Franklin fan.
Oh, come on, I love. Look, oh man, stamp. Y'all card.
You like Patti LaBelle?
Yes, I love Patti LaBelle.
Come on, y'all.
Okay. All right. Moving on.
Okay, go ahead.
What's a word that people use now that you weren't allowed to use back in the day at grandma's? Ho, lie, shut up, or piss?
Lie.
You did not say she lied.
Lie.
I ain't want you to say that lie. You had to say storytelling or fib.
You told a story.
Yep.
That one's hard for me to answer. That was very hard for
You
me to
know,
answer.
because just a little while ago, I even reprimanded my son about saying lie for whatever reason, because that's what I was brought up on. Like, you don't say
Okay.
lie, you don't say that kind of stuff. So
You can't
that's
call somebody
some
a
old school,
liar.
Okay.
Aunt
Okay.
Lucy and Aunt Lace type.
It's
Yeah,
in the
we
Bible.
can say
They used
that
to
or
say it's
shut
in the
up.
Bible.
Yeah.
But I was leaning towards hoe. I don't know if I could have said around my grandmother,
You,
she's a hoe.
I don't think you can say "ho" now, though.
True,
Mm-mm.
true.
Nah,
Because they
Yeah.
called it a loose. They back then. Well,
A
she's a
loose
loose
woman.
woman.
Mhm.
She's a loose woman.
or or
A
or
Jezebel.
she's
Oh,
flighty.
that's
She's
that's the
flighty.
one right there. That's the one right there.
Well,
She's a
well, mama,
Jezebel.
our mother call them little ladies of the street. You know that. They come in there and she'll stop you. Who told you to use my bathroom? You asked me. I don't like little ladies of the street just going to my
She
bathroom.
sure did. She sure does. She sure does. She sure does.
All right.
Go ahead,
Which
Tasha.
seasoning is mandatory for every black kitchen? Mrs. Dash, Lowry's, Old Bay, or Goya?
Larry.
Lowry's.
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 Lowry.
Lowry.
Lowry's. Now that's a true black.
Hey, and not the sodium free
Mrs.
Lowry's either.
Dash.
Exactly. Exactly. Shit. Thanksgiving. Lowry's is it.
I slap your mama now.
They've discovered it.
All right. Let's see.
Do you use that,
Music.
Candace? You use that
Say
slap your
Terry.
mama seasoning?
I have it, but I still prefer Lowry's.
I do too, but it's good.
But I use it.
And I get
See,
that
I
from
think
myself.
Tony's should have been on that list.
And Tony's
Yeah.
Tony's go before both of them for me now.
I've
Yeah.
I
never
use
Yeah.
used
Tony's.
Tony's.
I use Tony's more than both of them.
Yes, Tony's.
Good call, Tasha.
All right. Which legendary label had the most impact on the rap game? Def
Ooh.
Jam, No Limit, Death Row, or Bad Boy?
That one is hard.
Bad boy.
Ooh-wee.
Kendrick,
Def Jam.
Kendrick, I want you to answer this if you're still watching. Read those choices again, Tasha.
Okay. Which legendary label had the most impact on the rap game? Def Jam, No Limit, Death Row, or Bad Boy?
I know who I'm gonna say. And I got to give it to Def Jam because they produced legendary artists. It started the game, took the not gonna say started, but took the game to another level. Others built off of that, but I'm sorry, when you think of Run DMC,
Right.
you think of LL Cool J, you think of those artists that started Def Jam. I don't think rap would be what it is without them being successful.
I think Death Row is more
Of course not. And
commercially
then
known.
Go ahead, Candace. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I think Death Row is more commercially known because of Tupac and all that. So I would have to say Death Row.
Okay. Kennard.
yeah. I would definitely have to say Def Jams. When you look at, say, No Limit, they had a run for a little bit. But for the most part, our artists have fizzled out. And even as much as we would like to celebrate, what is it? Sean Combs thing. Well, I can't think of it now
Bad
at the
boy.
moment.
Bad boy.
That's what I'm picking.
Bad Boy, yeah. As much as we would like to celebrate Sean Combs, most of his successful artists were actually R&B artists. With Faith Evans and Mary J. Blige and
Very good point.
Total and those groups, because
point.
most of his rap group didn't last long. Either they died or they quit or they
Very good
like
point.
Shine. He could have been big, but he went to jail.
Very good point.
Very
good point.
But when we look at the totality of hip hop over time, I think we got to roll with Def Jam for the totality, for longevity.
He make a lot of good points.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sherry. You were saying Bad Boy. Why you say Bad Boy?
I say bad boy. No, I'm saying because Puffy and them took it to a whole nother level.
Okay.
You understand? And he had Mace and all them. They tried to even bring Mace back, but he wouldn't come back.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But you had a valid point because Ron DMC and all them they was the one who
These were Curtis Blow. I mean, the roster. These are Jam Master Jay and the Furious Five. These were flat out rap gods. These were rap gods that other artists bit from them to this day. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I know what you're saying, but that's why I said I think the other labels they took what they did and they took it to another level. I'm not taking nothing against them, but Kennard is right. Bad Boys, his most successful artist is probably R&B, to be honest with you.
Cool.
And No Limit, they had a beautiful run and fizzled out. And was it Death Row? Same thing. Put West Coast on the map. But when you think about the crossover appeal to Def Jam artists worldwide.
Yes. The longevity. We're talking about it's longevity is what we're looking at. That
Right.
I remember seeing like the CDs and stuff. Like I can still picture that hearing the name and everything just on for music and everything. That's all you heard. That's all you knew.
So cute.
Absolutely.
All right, next question.
She is too cute.
I love it. I'm looking at her. She is too cute.
That's what y'all need to put on the Gerber bottle.
Yeah, she needs a commercial. She is so cute.
What's the hardest thing to replace? A hairdresser or barber, a best friend, your first love, or a weed dealer? A hairdresser.
Weed dealer.
Barber.
Hairdresser or barber. That's what I say. That's hard.
No, a weed dealer.
I'm gonna tell you when I moved to a new town.
I'm listening.
When I moved to a new town, one of the first things I'm trying to figure out is what's the alumni check for Kappa and what's a good barber when I moved to a new town.
I get it, and maybe if I went to a barber, that wouldn't matter. But because I could see how important that would be. But man, a friend for me, a friend. Kendrick agree with y'all. He says a barber by far. Damn, is a barber and a hairdresser that important?
We know the friend usually when we get old, when we're older, the friend ain't really going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of hard to, at least for me, it's hard to lose. You may lose connection.
You know what?
The frequent connection, but as
know
far
what?
as the actual friendship,
you're right.
You don't really lose them. But that barber, man, like my little brother was my barber. So when I moved, I was like, damn, this is like the only guy that can cut my receding Eddie Monster right. You know what I'm saying? It's like I could never find nobody.
I had the hardest time trying to find a new lady to do my hair. I don't know, about other women, but you don't want just anyone washing or touching your hair. And I had a very hard time after 5 years trying to find someone new. That relationship is just different. I don't know why. It's just different.
I got you.
That's true.
All right. Next question. Which one of your family members says too much on Facebook? A cousin, your aunt or uncle, your mama, or your siblings? Your cousin.
I have an aunt that says stuff and then she'll delete her Facebook after she says it.
Man, too old to really older. They're older. I ain't gonna say too old. They're older, so I don't think they really know how to use it that well. But cousins, oh yes, right, Sherry?
Yeah.
Cousins, more than likely. But it's some aunts and uncles that get a little out of pocket every now and then too.
Kendrick says cousins. Cousins is a funny relative because they know a little too damn much about you
My aunt
But
is
they're
his
not
cousin.
they're not as
Right.
loyal as a sister or
Right.
a brother.
My aunt is his cousin, the one that's
Okay.
Man.
Hold
Next
on.
question.
Tasha, let me squeeze one question in, Tasha.
Okay.
I got one that I will be remiss if I didn't ask before this hour's up.
Okay.
Who is the king of R&B?
R.
R.
Kelly.
Kelly, Chris Brown, Keith Sweat, or Jacquees?
R. Kelly.
Okay.
R. Kelly.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Why is Jacquees on the list?
He said
Thank
he
you.
says he's the new king of R&B.
E.
Okay.
That's the
Hey,
key
you know what?
word.
I know this is now this is unpopular, but man, R. Kelly is a bad man. He's got a lot of shaky shit going on the side, but R. Kelly is a bad man.
He was my favorite artist, but with all that stuff that went down,
I
I just
understand. So that's why I never fight that part.
Oh yeah, and
But,
I get it.
but musically,
And I get it because all that stuff was.
but musically, okay.
and
We
Oh
ain't gonna
man.
dwell on it. Tasha, we ain't gonna dwell on it, but
And you know the bad part about it is now we gotta sneak and listen to it and make sure nobody know we listening to it for real because of
I
but
don't.
it's so
But I know
good.
what
He
you're
has such
saying. But I
great
know what you're
music.
saying.
Yeah, oh man. Like banging the headboard? Like, are you kidding me?
He got 2 new songs out right now. Tasha sent to me. Called Shooter and what's the other one?
Where the
Tasha?
hell did he record
Nobody's
them at?
supposed
He
to be
recorded them
here.
in jail?
In prison, and and those 2 songs are better than any R&B song out right now. Kennard, I'm gonna send them
Wow.
to you. Kennard, I'm gonna send them to you.
I don't
Go
understand
ahead.
how
I'll
Jacquees even
check
made
it out.
that list
That's rough.
because he only does covers of everybody else's shit. So how can you really be the king of R&B? You don't even sing your own shit.
He said he is. Kendrick is a clean sweep. R. Kelly, I just had to ask that. Okay, go ahead, Big Mac.
Yeah.
Okay. How old do you have to be in order to feel safe to call your mother by her first name? 16,
Never.
21, 40, or never?
Never.
never.
I don't know.
Now I do have a nickname for my mother. I call her Harold. I call my mother Harold. I don't know why, but that's my nickname
Okay,
for my
yeah,
mother.
you gotta explain that. Where the hell does that come from?
I honestly don't know. There was a movie that I watched. I think it was called "Which Way Is Up,"
I
and the
remember that.
preacher said something about you too, Harold. And I thought about I don't know why I gave my mother that nickname because of that.
Okay.
But as far as like calling her by her first name, I haven't called her by her first name since I was a child because I lived with my grandmother a lot. And
Okay.
and as a child, I called my grandmother Mama,
Okay.
and I called my mother Karen because that was her name, and that's what everybody else called her.
Right.
But as I got to about 7 or 8, that's when I started calling her Mama, and I never retract other than her nickname that I gave her, which is Harold.
Okay.
Which is weird as hell, but it is what it is.
Tasha Cherokee will tell you 16. I'm gonna beat her.
I call my mom by her first name sometimes too. Well, I'll call and be like, "Hey Heather, what you doing?"
What does she say?
She doesn't take offense to it. But my mom's white, so maybe that's it. But I would never call my dad by his first name. Never. Never call him by his first name.
Have you ever
Never.
tried it? Have you ever tried it just to see what would happen?
Yes. Do you know what happened?
What?
I got hit in the mouth, so I'd never do that again. Never. Mm-mm.
I'm 53 years old, and I can't even form my mouth to say it.
I'm gonna try it.
Mhm.
Sherry, I'd like
you
to know what
brave.
would happen. I would like to know what would
I'm
happen.
gonna try it. I'm gonna try it and see what she do.
Because even our older brothers and sisters, they call her by a
Now I've
nickname
called my
like
grandmother
Kennard.
Vivian before.
We can't do it.
Yeah, I never called my grandmother
by her
Vivian.
name sometimes,
Huh?
but she thinks it's funny. So
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, but
And part about it, my grandmother wouldn't have done nothing because the most that she would have done is hit you with a house shoe. But I was kind of scared of my grandmother for whatever reason, so I never called her Vivian.
Wow. Yeah, well, I can't do it.
I don't know. I could call my grandmother by
You
her
said
whole
I
name,
can't
and
do it?
she doesn't care. She'll respond to whatever I'm asking. She doesn't care.
She gonna be mama till we both in the grave.
I'm gonna get cussed out. I'm gonna get fussed out. should I say? But she gonna.
Sherry, I want you to do that because I
I'm
want
a
to.
child.
We're gonna be on a three-way call. I want you to call her by her first name.
Yeah.
What's something
He
a
said she said, yeah.
non-black person should do when adopting a black baby? Teach them their history, learn how to cook soul food, learn how to do their hair, or start attending a black church. Do their hair.
Oh,
The right
I'm
answer
thinking
for me
learn
is
how to.
teach them their history, but
Do their hair.
Tasha, the black answer is learn how to do
Do
their
their
hair.
hair. Because that's what you see first. Before
Mhm.
anything else, if the baby has fucked up hair, people gonna be talking about the baby.
And
Mm.
we've seen that with famous people. Like clearly, like it's an embarrassment when you see what's her name? What's that lady name? Who was in that damn movie on Netflix? She has a black child, and there's a
They
couple
was
of these white actresses, and they show up with these black kids, and the hair be all fucked up, and you're just like, oh my god,
they used to be
Before they even
talking
open
about
their mouth.
yeah.
Beyonce daughter. They used to
I
talk,
know, but I knew why she was doing it. She was doing it for a different reason.
I didn't see nothing wrong with her hair. Like, little kids, you don't look at them like that. So
I do. I
why
do.
not? You
I
just
do.
like because you just like your mother. Candace,
Well,
my
I'm
mother.
sorry. Then I got that from mama, but you got all that money, that child rolling around with their goddamn hair looking like that. Mm-mm.
My mother, the lady, her friend said, "Oh, I want you to see my grandchild." She brought the grandchild. She put it in my mother lap and said, "Here's my grandchild." My mother said, "Oh, okay, but he sure is ugly." I can't. I'm embarrassed. She don't have no filter. I don't know what. I wouldn't do that to no baby. She do it.
Next
Come on, Tasha.
question. Which of these disgraced celebs should get a pass due to their contributions to the culture? Bill Cosby, Chris Brown, R. Kelly, or Kanye West?
Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
The answer is Bill Cosby.
The answer, that's
Mhm.
the
Yeah,
popular
The,
answer.
the, an- the answer is Bill Cosby. As much as I love R. Kelly, he
yeah.
doesn't get a pass. So I'm not gonna give him a pass. I separate his music, but he has to answer for the things he's done. So I
Mhm.
can't say
Now
that.
I'll
Now,
say
Bill
this.
Cosby, to me, to erase Bill Cosby and what he's contributed to society, the current modern day sitcom would not be what it is if it wasn't for Bill Cosby. Plus, by punishing him, you punishing all the other actors who did nothing.
Yeah,
And then if we get down to a so-called crime, what? He grew up in a time when you gave bitches some Spanish fly and you slept with them, and now they're gonna come back 30 years later.
And it came out
So
some of them were lying
so
about it.
yeah, so come on now. So it's Bill
mm,
Cosby.
Okay. Ain't nobody seeing this
yeah, and,
person
and
on
with Bill
stage.
Cosby,
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
think.
Go ahead, Kennard. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a little delayed. I'm a little delayed. I think with Bill Cosby too. I think if you would have caught Bill, if Bill Cosby would have had this allegation during the Uptown Saturday Night, during the Let's Do It Again,
Right,
during the Bill Cosby show days when
right.
he was in his prime, I think we would have felt a little bit about Bill Cosby the same way we feel about R. Kelly,
True.
because R. Kelly is a little more relevant now.
Had it happened in that,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
my
Bill
problem.
Cosby is almost like, well, okay, he's he's expendable now, so we just let him roll on
But
out.
I'll say
But
this.
R. Kelly, we're a little more not forgiving.
But at that time with Bill Cosby, people were questioning women at that time as to why they were even going with him to his home, because to most people back then, if you go to their house, you already know what it is, or if you go to the hotel room, you already know what it is. So we're in the Me Too era now, where when you
Right,
go to the hotel,
right,
just because I go to your hotel,
right,
that doesn't mean I'm
right,
sleeping with you.
right. And oh
Shit.
God, yeah,
At 2 o'clock in the
And
morning,
you know
we
the
just
bad
going
part
to
about it,
discuss business.
a lot of Bill
exactly.
Cosby's a lot of Bill Cosby's charisma, especially on a lot of the movies he played in. I don't get why he felt like, or if why this came to, because his character on Uptown Saturday Night, he was a really charismatic guy. Like I don't see why it came to where he's drugging folks up to
But
get
that's
him to
why
do
I don't
something because
believe it.
he
But
was in the
that's
We
prime
why
of
don't,
his career.
and we don't know because
Yeah.
that was at a time when people was taking a lot of drugs too.
that's
They
why I'm
should have.
saying, look, I grew up.
Yeah.
I grew up
Yeah.
with 5 older brothers, and I knew about Spanish fly,
Yeah.
putting it in some. And back then, you didn't think about it as
Oh
you
man.
was drugging somebody. You think about it as, you know what? I want to see what this gonna do to her. But 30 years later, to bring
Hell
that
yeah.
up,
Get him kind of spice him up a little bit. Oh man, that's
I
terrible.
hope I don't get too famous by doing my little shows, because it's gonna be some filthy, nasty, no good bitch out there right now gonna say, "Oh, I know him, and he did this to me and that to me." Well, I got away with it.
Stupid.
You're so dumb. Next question. Next question. Ain't nobody seeing this person on stage. Who is the greatest performer of all time? Chris Brown, Prince,
Uh-oh.
Beyonce, Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Michael
Michael
Jackson.
Jackson.
Not even close. Not even close. And I love me some Prince.
You know,
You're gonna get your money's worth with Prince, but as far as showmanship,
I love me some Beyonce. Beyonce performs
I give it to her.
from start to finish.
I give it to her.
She is dancing her ass
I
off.
give it to her.
But Michael Jackson set that bar.
But even Beyonce, as great as she is, she's stolen stuff from Michael Jackson.
I agree.
He set the standard.
Yeah.
Go back to his concert that was televised live on HBO in Budapest, and you'll see Beyonce's concert.
mhm.
She stole it from him. Chris Brown stole it from him. He taught some of the greatest scorers right now. They learned from the master, Michael Jackson, on how to
Oh,
do
yeah.
a show.
One of the best
Unpopular
concerts that
opinion.
I ever went to.
Go ahead, Kennard.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, one of the best concerts that I went to was in Atlanta, Georgia. At the Omni. Actually, was Michael Jackson. And when you see the documentaries of people falling out,
Don't do it
people
justice.
in emotional disarray over this guy,
Don't do
I
it
saw
justice.
this real time as a 9-10-year-old kid, and it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming how this man performs on the stage. He's by himself. He's got his band, but you literally have thousands of fans that are willing to give it to what do they call it? To let it all go, to give it
Right.
all up
Right.
that night, because this guy performed so well and his emotional connection to people was epic. You talking about dragging folks out of the damn concert
the
in an
videos don't
ambulance
do it
because they hyperventilated.
The videos don't do
It's
it
crazy.
justice.
And talk, I didn't mean to cut you off. I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
no.
I'm delayed. I'm sorry.
No, you good.
You're fine.
You good. Sherry, you remember when I went to Michael Jackson? I went to see Michael Jackson and the Victory Tour.
Mhm.
Talking about Michael Jackson at the height of his fame, 25 years old. Billie Jean had come out. This was the first time he had broke free, honestly, from the shackles of Jehovah's Witness, so he could inculcate magic and whatnot into his shows. I came home and could not speak. My voice was gone. The concert, it was the greatest concert I've ever been to in my life. And I've seen Prince in concert and I've seen Beyonce in concert. It's not even close. And the videos don't do it justice. What happens at this man's concerts, like Kennard said, they honestly think they're seeing God. They think they're seeing the second coming of Christ at this man's concerts, and it's just unreal. And I'm gonna say this: even though Prince is pretty as a man, Michael Jackson have you screaming like a bitch. I kid you not.
Stupid.
I'm telling you. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tasha.
Okay. No, all I was gonna say was, controversial opinion. Beyonce is overrated. She's overrated. Period. She's overrated.
No.
I don't. Now she know I don't agree with that.
Oh no.
No, Beyonce is not
Overrated.
I don't agree with that.
Overrated. There's much better singers than
I agree there's much
Beyonce.
better singers. No, I agree there's much better singers. But she is this generation's hardest working performer. She's the female James Brown. You're gonna get your money's worth with Beyonce. And and what was said earlier about I forget who about Mary J. Blige. She's not the best singer, but total package, I can't take nothing away from Queen B.
You couldn't
She
give
bad.
me tickets to her show and I would go.
OMG, I went to her 2016 show. That girl danced her ass off.
She
Beyonce
bad.
is a
She,
performer.
I love her.
She bad.
Yes,
That don't
and
do
she can
nothing for me.
sing. She can sing. She
No,
if
that's
she's the
overrated.
total package.
She's
She
a
can't
total
act,
package.
but she can sing
No,
and dance.
She can, but
And,
I'm not gonna say she's the best singer.
she,
and what's funny to me, it's funny to me how people love Janet when Janet whispers when she's singing, but they
I
hate
agree.
Beyonce.
I agree. But now here's where I'm gonna give Janet. Uh, there would be no Beyonce great performances without Janet Jackson. The
You
whole
you can say
formation
that
and stuff.
you can
And
say Beyonce got some stuff for Britney Spears too, because Britney Spears was before
well,
Beyonce.
Britney Spears, well, all of them get it from Janet.
Yeah.
Janet is the blueprint, so I got to give. But
you
now
like
singing, you're right, Candace. Janet cannot sing. She can't sing. But my God,
you
she's
like
so
you like
sexy.
Megan?
God, she's
What'd
sexy.
you say,
He
Terry?
said
You
she
like
cannot
Megan Thee
sing.
Stallion?
She
Do I
can't.
like who?
Megan.
Oh yeah, I
Oh
love
no, God no. Please.
Houston, Texas, represent Texas, because that's where I moved from
I
to
like
Atlanta.
her.
I love Meg the Stallion.
I
Yes.
love her hustle. I
They
love
trying to
Megan
hate
Thee
on her,
hustle.
and I love her.
I love Cardi B's hustle.
You see, Chance,
They
I
work
got
for Good Weekend. They work for Good Weekend. I get
it.
them $200.
Yeah. Chance took it on that.
You again, those are the ones you couldn't give me tickets to their shows and I would go.
For real?
If
I
you get
no.
tickets, send them to me.
I'll take
No.
this too.
You don't like so you like Lil Kim or none of that?
Like yeah, Lil Kim is
Yeah,
okay, but
yeah.
it's
She don't
like
like these new ones.
these new ones, not
Nicki
at all. And
Minaj?
I was a fan of Beyonce when she was with Destiny's Child. And when
Okay.
she
You know,
first went solo, when she first, that's
Okay.
when I liked her. But this new diva, I can't stand her. She's overrated. She's
I
Kendrick,
feel like when she
overrated.
was with Destiny's
Tasha, Kendrick
Child,
said, so who do you like? Tasha, Kendrick
As,
said, who do you like?
as far as female singers,
Yeah.
it's very hard. You're not going to hear me listening to any of the new ones. It's
So
very hard.
who would you like? Kendrick's asking.
I couldn't even name I can't even name to you anyone who I like just new. I can't.
Wow.
well, I'm a part of the Beehive. I feel like I like Destiny's Child, but when Beyonce was with them, that was the Chitlin Circuit. I feel like
Uh, uh, wow. Wow. Okay.
I don't listen to too many female singers. I can
Wow.
honestly say that. I don't. I really
but
don't.
for me, as for new female singers, I like Summer Walker, even though she has her
I like
issues.
her. I like her.
Yeah.
She can
So
sing, and it's sad because her issues, she can that girl can sing, but her issues gonna hold her back. You know. So I agree.
There's
I
songs
agree.
there's some songs like every now and then like I could hear and it's catchy enough that I'm like SZA, I liked her. I like her
I
as a
don't care for SZA.
person.
I like
I did
SZA
like
too.
her.
You don't like,
Oh, and I like her.
yeah.
H-E-R, her.
I tried to
I
get
like
into her,
her.
and I just don't feel her.
She's
I just
I
she's
don't.
like
all
her.
right.
Frey,
I
look
like
at
now
And
Lettucey.
she's
I
talented now.
love
I love
Lettucey.
Lettucey. I love
I
Lettucey.
love Lettucey.
you gotta listen to the record Damage.
Who sings Damage?
Her.
Her. Her sings
I
that, and
listen
that's a
to
good
most
song.
of the stuff from her. She's talented, but I don't get it. I don't get the whole vibe.
I
I don't
like
get
her.
I like
it.
Damage, and I like her song with Daniel Caesar, and like, cause I like him too.
She has some songs I like, but I'm saying, but I not enough that I would follow her as an artist.
Tasha, you don't like Jill Scott?
Some of her songs are okay. Like just like
I've grown to
Fantasia,
like
I
her
have
more
to pick.
now. I didn't like
I
her
have
at
to pick.
first. I've grown to like her more now, and I think she's one of the most underrated, sexiest women in the game.
Yeah, she's pretty.
Yeah,
Like
and she I love Jill Scott, and I see what you're saying. That's sexy with that Crown Royal, where she.
Yeah, yeah. That just took her to another level, and then I started really looking at her like, well, damn, Jill is kind of bad. You know what I mean? Jill is bad.
See, Kendrick asked, he said, doesn't have to be a new artist, just who do you like, male or female? Well, secretly, I'm really over 70 years old, Kendrick. So the people that I like.
She ain't lying. She listens to old school
I
stuff.
do. I was listening to the blues earlier, so I like Mel
She's been
Waiters.
on this cool kick lately. Y'all should know. Tasha be calling me. Before this show, Tasha was calling me, and we was talking about down home blues and last $2. Tasha's on this blues kick right
Johnny
now.
Taylor, and you like
Yeah,
that?
she on
But I
that kick right now.
So you like
anything 90s. I'm big into that. The 80s, like the 80s and late 70s, I would say like the soft rock, love that. And I also like a lot of country music too. So like
Me and Tasha would get a big gallon of Smirnoff vodka, and we stay up all night long listening to old school videos.
Yeah.
That's how. Yeah.
Tasha, do you like Millie Jackson, like the female blues singer?
Yeah.
I do.
Yep.
And BB King, you like BB King?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm not too much like of the new stuff. If I'm listening to something even in the house, it's more than likely it's gonna be from the 90s or earlier. That's just what it's gonna be.
Yeah, I like all that music too. Yeah.
Look, as much as we talked about, because we coming to the end anyway. So as much as we like about Beyonce, I love me some Chris Brown.
Me too.
I love
Me
Chris
too.
Brown. I really, really do. Again, as a person, he has some idiotic moments. He's made some mistakes in his past. And okay, but musically, that boy is straight talented. He has some bona fide hits. I don't like every single song he's made,
Right.
but 90% of what he's made, and then as a dancer, as a performer, he's selling himself short. I've looked at a lot of his concerts. He falls into this new thing of concerts where he doesn't sing the whole song. He lets the audience participate too much. If he had Beyonce's hustle when it comes to concerts, he could be one of the biggest artists in the world.
Mm.
But
because of drugs. He's on drugs.
we know he's on drugs, and that's very sad because you can't take his talent away. Dancing wise, nobody can fuck with this man. You know what I'm saying? And if he had the grind and hustle of a Beyonce, he should be able to sell concerts out on his own without having other artists, just on his artistry. But you're right. It's those other things.
Yeah, he could have been as big as Michael Jackson because he dances on the level of Michael Jackson.
Absolutely. Kendrick, you say, Kendrick, you turning me on to somebody because I ain't heard of this person. Chris Stone, Kingfish Ingram. Okay, I got to put that. I'm always looking for a new artist.
Yep, I sure will. And then on the other side of it too, not just that. On my other side, this is just from my other life. I'm really into trap music, old trap music. Don't know why. Don't ask me that.
I hate that.
What old trap music? Because I like trap music too.
Old trap music.
Now this is where me and her part ways.
I hate trap music.
I ain't that big a trap music fan.
Who y'all be listening to?
Who?
I listen to old Gucci. Gucci. Young Dolph. The old Yo Gotti. Like from Memphis, I just love it. I like O.T. Genesis with his short ass. I don't know why, but I do.
I love trap music.
I'm not a fan of trap music.
Y'all know Tyrone Davis?
Yeah, that's old school. He old school.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm just asking because I know Candace.
Yes.
When I get off here, Kendrick, I'm gonna pull up some Chris Stone Kingfish and see what he's talking about.
Man, music it's one of those things that can set a memory for you. Like we were talking about earlier. It doesn't matter when it was made, but it establishes a memory for you. And it's so important. And it's sad, like we were talking about earlier, when you you don't realize that you're in the good times until the good times have passed. So
Absolutely.
Yes. And speaking of music, because I used to play in an orchestra. So I know the show. I don't know if y'all seen the show Bridgerton. That's like the big show on Netflix right now. And
Yeah.
it's really good. There's a string quartet that plays Ariana Grande's Thank You Next. And that is good too. If you listen to the string quartet version, it's really good. Look up
Did you say
Vitamin String Quartet, Thank You Next. It's
that you
okay.
used to play in the orchestra?
yeah, I played the violin for about
Wow.
almost 20 years.
Oh my God.
Mhm.
Okay. I wish I knew how to play an instrument. I
Me
really,
too.
really do.
I can agree with
You
that.
know, I really wish I knew how to play an instrument. Damn. Okay. Do you still play?
Nope, I haven't played in about 10 years.
Do you still have a violin?
That's what I want to do. I want to buy a violin and start playing in like city orchestras.
Yeah.
I plan to
And
do it.
you got a baby too? Shit. You could be instilling that musical thing. Shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I wish I knew how to play an instrument. You know, I dabbled around with keyboards when I was younger, but not enough to know what I was doing for real, for real. You know, music for me is everything. My TV is always on. Both
Mhm.
my TVs are on right now. But even when I get off here, the first thing I do usually when I get off, if I ain't talking to somebody, is I start playing music. I love music, but like Tasha says, it's old school stuff. Now I do like some of the new artists here and there, so I'll mix them into my playlist. I'm more than she would, but it's mostly the old school artists. And then I spend hours looking up new artists. So like Kendrick, tell me this new guy. I'm a go on
Me
and
too.
look at their catalog, and if it's some stuff I like, I'm gonna add them to my playlist. And
You see,
I like doing stuff like
you gotta remember, brother, that I got a daughter, so I be listening to all this Pop Smoke and all this
that.
kind of
Oh
stuff that,
God,
that you got going on.
That's that
Yeah.
angry shit.
I listen.
It's too
I
angry
don't
for
get it,
me.
but I hear it.
not only does Sherry have to hear that part, her husband is Jamaican, so
Right.
Tony constantly watches the channels with Jamaican artists. So when I go visit, and some of it's good, you know, and not all of it's bad, but I don't know what the hell they be saying all the time. But you know,
You can
they
still
be on
No,
there,
vibe though.
you know. But I've caught a good couple of songs from them though.
I mean, I like the reggae and stuff, whatever. But I don't want to hear that shit all the time. I listen, but he old school, so I like old school music. He do too. Like he
One of
like
my funniest experiences, Sherry, for you guys, me and my nephew had come to New York, and we went to a club where they was playing Jamaican music, and I'm talking about their music was blasting, and me and my nephew happened to be standing right next to the speaker, and the way the DJ or whatever you want to call him, they wasn't playing the whole song, and I guess this is their DJ style. He kept screaming, and he was playing the music. Yes, man. You know, my nephew had it got to the point. He, my nephew said, this shit is killing me. He said we was yelling and talking to them. My nephew said, this shit is killing me, and he won't shut up. And Tony was over there. My
they,
brother-in-law Tony, he had his cup and he was jamming over there, and I was just killing myself laughing because I love experiences like that, but the DJ just kept screaming and screaming. I was like, man, this shit is funny. You ain't had a good time till you go party with Jamaicans in a reggae club. Then you'll know what a good time is. Oh my God, that shit was funny. Cause they got the women do this thing called skin out. They put their heads on the floor and wiggle their butts, man. So it was a
y'all
sight to
ever
see.
listen to reggae?
I
Tasha,
love reggae. I love reggae.
I it I have to like be in the mood to be exploring something to like really enjoy. I am predictable. Like I'm predictable. I even like on like my YouTube and everything because that's most of the places where I listen to music. I can just hit play my mix.
All
And
right,
my music will be, it's so different, it's so varying. You just don't know what's gonna play at any time on there.
I got you.
so down there in Atlanta, do y'all have many Jamaicans?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a lot.
Yeah. Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
there's a rich Jamaican culture, restaurants, music, and hell yeah. Oh yeah,
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
absolutely. That's why I said to me, Atlanta got New York beat. Actually, you
Yeah,
know,
because to me, I'm surprised they call Atlanta the South, but it's really the East Coast
it
still.
really is. It really is. It really is. It got everything. New York ain't got nothing on Atlanta. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah,
But
a lot of African and Jamaican influence down
absolutely,
here.
absolutely.
The Africans, I can't with them. They
Yeah,
don't like,
yeah, I don't fuck with
they
You
Africans
don't
don't
either.
like
like,
the Nigerians?
Yeah, I
no,
don't
they
fuck with
don't like black people.
Yeah, you know,
I
I
mean,
don't.
when I talk to the
They
ladies,
they kind of sort of. Well, I'm not gonna say
Candace, I don't even interview them.
I mean, I just
that.
pull a question with them. And
Stop it.
they think us Americans is some lazy bunkers.
You know,
And partially some of them is true. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them, but I don't like I said, I don't can't get with them.
Might be true, but you
I
ain't got
won't
to say
find
it
them
though.
I would never find an
right,
African
right.
attractive. I don't look at them in that kind of way. I
But
could
we've come to the end of another Real Talk for Real Men.
Yes.
I enjoyed it. We didn't get a whole lot of visitors tonight. I love the small crowd though. It made it more intimate. I had a ball. I had a good time.
I
Thank you,
enjoyed my
Kendrick, for tuning in and being
Oh
active and
yeah.
being a part of it. Candace, Kennard, Sherry, thank you guys for showing up. I said this at the beginning. I don't know if y'all missed it. I do not take for granted anybody taking the time out to show up on these shows. I know you could be doing 1,000 other things. You guys are parents, so I appreciate it more than you know. As I said at the beginning, Candace and Kennard, you guys have shows as well. So I don't think we take
Yeah.
for granted that when people spend a little bit of their time with us. So I appreciate that. For anybody in my videos, they get a few views. I said this also. Please take the time to go and subscribe to our channels.
Mhm.
It's important. We need. Kennard has a sports channel. Candace has her Candy Shop Talk show. Look for us on YouTube. Please, it only takes just a couple of minutes. We appreciate you guys more than you will ever know. And so I want to thank you guys again. We know that Saturdays for me, I try to keep it really, really light and fun, and I enjoyed myself tonight.
We missed you yesterday on my show, but it was a good show yesterday.
I was so tempted to try to pop in, even though I had stuff going on. But I tell you, I wouldn't have done you justice yesterday. It has been it has been a long, long week. I I'm looking forward to the extra day off. Mentally, I was so burned out and then had stuff going on in the background. So I'm sorry I missed it. I won't miss the next one.
Well, thank you.
I
No,
won't miss
it was still a good show. I still
it.
have the Kevin
Yeah.
Samuels haters come. Well, I'm not gonna say haters. His minions coming for me right now.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So
Like I said, we need to do like some kind of cross promotion thing.
yes,
We're in the new year. So
we,
I told my audience I've got things planned. I want to get together with both of you guys. Even Kennard, I know you think as you do sports, I would like to do some kind of cross promotion with you guys, some kind of way where a little bit of
Mhm.
your audience who look at sports, we kind of talk about it as it relates to relationships. There's a way to do this. Same thing, Candace,
Yeah.
kind of put the show together and all just stay supportive of each other. I've got some surprises coming up on
Yeah.
my show where I'm going to change some locales, and so got some things coming. So we're going to keep it. We're going to keep gaining fans one subscription at a time. Is what we're
well,
going to do.
I
Yeah.
got 5 subscribers yesterday from that show alone yesterday, which was
Nice.
thank you.
Mhm.
It was crazy though, because I was like, as much as these people hate me talking about him, they sure do subscribe.
There you go. There you
Yeah.
go. So absolutely. So we're gonna keep
Yeah.
working with each other. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kennard.
Mhm. Oh no, man! I just wanted to say I definitely have. I know Candace told me about this show, and this has been a part of the culture of my week. Of course,
Thank you.
we can't go out the way we used to go out.
Right.
This is an outlet for me, and I definitely appreciate the conversation. I definitely appreciate you you and Tasha with this show allowing me, especially myself, it's fun, and I look forward to it. Now, it is
Thank
a
you.
challenge at times trying to get the kids settled, but at the same time, it's all worth it because it's therapeutic for me, especially.
I love for us too.
Yes. He
Absolutely.
looks forward to this. He would be on your Wednesday show more, but he was saying there's too many people.
For us too.
Oh yeah,
You
it's too
know
many
what?
people on the Wednesday show.
You know what? And that happens when I do those real serious topics. And my God, because that show got 100. Last time I checked, it was like 113 views. And so yeah,
Woo, man, that's huge. Yeah.
yeah. So and what I was saying is, if I could just get 30% of those people to subscribe because they're peeking in, they're watching. So I appreciate that. So even
Hey,
anybody
but you
go
know
back and
what,
watch
Lee?
this. Mhm.
Lee, what you need to do, this is just my opinion, and I'm gonna just put it out there at the beginning of the show.
Mhm.
I just think you need to pump before you even start talking, like say 1 to 2 minutes at the beginning of the video. Pump subscription, like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, and then you know what I'm
I'm,
saying, and they
He
will.
does do
I'm,
that. I thought he did do that.
I'll do it more.
Yeah,
I'll do it more. So I appreciate that.
yeah.
And
I mean,
again,
and if you do, I stand corrected. But I know they need to know it at the beginning of the show, and even
I'm gonna do it
interrupt
more.
the show. Hey, look, don't
There
forget
you
to
go.
subscribe.
There you go. I'm gonna do it more. I'm gonna do it more.
And I say stop going live so much on Facebook and make it strictly YouTube, but share the link to Facebook where they can watch it. Because that's actually what I
Oh
do with my
yeah.
show. But different things work for different people. But yeah,
Thank
we'll talk more about
Hmm.
that.
Thank you. Thank you. And again, I'm gonna definitely take that to heart. I was looking
Yes, sir.
for Hannah and Bert because I was gonna send them the link, and
Yeah.
so I need to make sure I get their information so I can include them. So I'm taking all these suggestions
Oh
to
yeah.
heart and do that because again, I appreciate you guys. I love having you. It's just as
Hmm.
therapeutic, man. You y'all maybe missed the beginning. Me and Tasha, we look forward to this as part of our weekly routine as well. We can't
Yeah.
see each other, so we look forward to seeing you guys' faces. When somebody doesn't show up, like a Daracel, like a Jerry, like a this one, we're like, well, where is that person? We're looking for them. So when I go live,
Hmm.
I'm looking for you and Candace. I would feel like,
Yeah. And I
man, what happened?
appreciate
What
that.
did happen? So, man, I tell you, I love you guys. I love you guys for real.
Yeah.
Love
Oh
your
yeah, for
viewpoints,
sure. Much
everything. So
love, man.
thank
I
you.
know. I feel like I get too lit on your show sometimes, though. I get too drunk.
No, look, it is okay because that's what to me makes it real because we're being our
Yeah.
authentic selves and we at home. We all at home relaxing. So I love it. I
Hmm.
absolutely love it.
See,
Go ahead,
Ken, I'm
sis.
not really a drinker like that. Freddie gets on me, but I smoke.
Oh,
And,
You
and,
ever
and
seen me smoke,
Sherry
Freddie?
still thinking she can't smoke on camera. And I'm like, well, sis, fire that
I
joint up.
not to, but when I get off, I get to my smoke on because I smoke.
And I'm telling she gonna do it on air. You at
see, I be
home.
feeling bad because we do hookah, and the last show I was hungry, so I was just eating.
No,
I
that's
love
what
that.
we supposed to
Y'all,
do, man.
I
And we
love
get the
that.
hookah up
I
in here
love
too.
that. I
My
love
daughter,
that,
she
y'all.
loves that hookah thing.
I love
Hmm.
that. That to me, I love the realism of that. You guys
Mhm.
are parents. To me, that sends the message to my audience. We're not looking for you to come on in your perfect light in your head. I just want you to come on, be your authentic self, be relaxed and comfortable. I love it. I thank y'all for real more than y'all know. So I appreciate it.
I
I
try
really,
to
really
calm
do.
it down, y'all. I told him. I told
Be
my brother.
yourself, sis.
I
Be
try to
yourself.
calm it down because
Yes.
I'm a little rough on the edges. Like
Be yourself.
I try to calm it, but I don't smoke on here with y'all because none of y'all smoke. I feel funny.
I I do more now than I've ever done in my life, but that's a whole nother story.
But
Oh,
So that's a whole nother story. Yeah, right. Tasha knows that. But anyway, I'm gonna let everybody get back to their other lives. I thank you.
Yes, sir.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I definitely want to talk with you guys about ideas for our shows, but also more about what we've got going on in the bigger venture and planning this streaming network. So we'll plan a time to
Okay.
talk. Hendrick, once again, thank you. Thank you so much, man. Please keep showing up. Tell somebody to pop in, like the show and comment. I thank you for showing up. So I'm gonna say good night to everybody. It's been another great edition of Real Talk for Real Men. I'll see you guys on Wednesday.
Okay, good night, y'all.
Bye.
Yes, sir.